that I don't support, so I feel like I'm walking into something here.
No, there's no gotcha moment. I'm asking honest opinions. That's the point. And what the point is asking people's honest opinions about topics that are going on and how it affects them. You know what I mean? So what are you doing out here today?
I'm glad you got the courage to wear that hat on this corner.
Yeah, I called you fast.
Are you a white supremacist? I don't know what happened.
Why are you being prejudiced? Oh, don't touch me, lady. If they want to hate me because of the hat, that just goes to show what type of prejudice they have.
Do you think we'll find a common ground?
Hey, somebody get this child out of my face, please.
He'll get flipped like a pancake.
They're a little scared. Yeah.
Thank you for doing it.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are.
You wearing a hat?
There you go, bro. You're on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to That's the Point with Brandon, the live stream podcast that dives deep into the most thought-provoking topics of our time. I'm your host, Brandon. We have EddieBlockFilms here on production and co-host, and today we have a pretty riveting episode in store for you. Today's episode, we're going to be unraveling the intricacies of one of the most controversial interviews of our recent times. So get ready to buckle up as we delve into the world of Andrew Tate and his unforgettable appearance on the BBC network. It's time to dissect the power dynamics at play, the art of persuasion, and nuances of effective communication. The BBC interview stirred up a storm of heated discussions, leaving viewers divided and opinions ablaze. Did Andrew Tate masterfully navigate the interview with finesse and conviction, or did his words raise questions about his perspectives? Today, we aim to explore the essence of his arguments, dissect his rhetorical strategies, and evaluate the impact of his supposed controversial statements, right? Join us as we embark on a journey of intellectual curiosity where no topic is off limits and no viewpoint goes unchallenged. Through insightful analysis and lively debate, we here at That's the Point with Brandon and EddieBlockFilms strive to provide you with the most comprehensive understanding of the interview that the world was left buzzing for. But remember, our aim is to simply not pass judgment. It's to engage in a meaningful conversation, guys, where we encourage our viewers to participate actively in the chat, ask questions, and share their own perspectives. You guys are important. After all, the beauty of open dialogue lies in the diversity of voices and the opportunity to gain new insights, right? So whether you stand in staunch agreement or vehement opposition to Andrew Tate's viewpoints, get ready for an engaging and thought-provoking discussion that promises to leave you questioning, reflecting, perhaps even reevaluating your own beliefs. So without further ado, let's dive into the heart of the matter on That's the Point with Brandon. All right, guys, so what's up, Eddie Block?
What's up, bro?
Are you running the video?
Oh, no, I was started. I thought we were, but no. What's up, man? How you been?
Good, man. Freaking dude, I miss you, bro.
Heck yeah, I gotta get out to Alaska so I can come visit you again pretty soon.
Yo, for sure though, bro. It's fucking nice and toasty here in Alaska right now.
What is it, like 80 degrees?
Right now, I think shit. I have to check. I don't have it right now. I don't know exactly what the weather is, but it's pretty hot right now. All right. So, question. I want to ask you a question, right?
All right, go.
Before we get into this, do you know who Andrew Tate is? Have you heard of him? Have you seen him? What's your thing on Andrew Tate?
Isn't he a boxer? I mean, a UFC fighter?
No, he's a professional, multi-championed, world champion kickboxer. From I believe Romania. I believe that's where he's from. Yeah. But he's a world-renowned kickboxer, entrepreneur, teacher, leader, inspirationalist, or he's a social media influence for younger guys, younger generation.
Right on. No, I didn't know who he was. I'd heard the name before, but I didn't know exactly who he was.
So like he's known for saying a lot of controversial statements, a little controversial, but a lot of it's just, like truth that people don't want to accept, and a lot of feminists go crazy, and he really stirs up the pot with being the mindset of traditional man man in a relationship is the head of the relationship, which in the Bible it says that too, right? And so he got an interview on BBC after he was accused of rape, human trafficking, exploiting people or women, This guy, his background, dude. He, like I said, he's a well disciplined championship kickboxer. Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Bone drop.
Had a little shake over here. You know how Alaska be. Well, that's 2 times.
One day
All
we'll
right.
let you guys know where he really is, but he's in Alaska for now.
Yeah, temporarily.
Temporarily. But he skydives, so he can fly anywhere he wants to go. Let's see.
Well,
Mort,
yeah, I
Mort,
guess, technically.
Mort is Noctis
All right,
said,
so-
all the controversy around Tate's statements is intentional misrepresentation by the media. Well, that's what the media does best, isn't it?
I mean, isn't that what they do for everybody? Sorry, isn't that what they do for everybody? Isn't that what they did to us? So they canceled him, just like they canceled us. They canceled That's the Point with Brandon. Wiped me completely off the internet. That's what they did to him too, right? And his viewpoints and a lot of things that he says and speaks on, a lot of people don't agree. A lot of people take that to heart. And a lot of men do too, but mostly a lot of men like agree, and really, and a lot of women do too. They just don't want to admit it, or they can't because of their social circles, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, whether you know his viewpoints align with yours or not, regardless, I feel like everybody has the freedom of speech, and he shouldn't be canceled for anything. And what's sad is that, like, it's okay that it happened and nothing is being done about it, right? But now he's making his way back because he's got a lot of money, and so like I support that. And so anytime that I could help and push forward and support and bring about acknowledgement or recognition to somebody who is speaking their mind, who lives and who lives and walks by what they talk about. Because a lot of people can say a lot of things, right? But are they going to walk it out? Like, right?
Yeah.
We've seen it plenty of times, Eddie. How many people on social media that we've met or seen, right, that are one way on the camera and then like are not the next? You know what I mean?
All the time. All the time.
And then, you know, that's just the nature of the beast. And so anybody who's going to actually be a man of their words, stand up for what they believe in and walk it out, like those are the ones, we're the ones that are going to get shunned. Our light's going to they're going to try to put our light out. They're not going to want, because they want people as drones. They won't want people thinking for themselves, and they damn sure don't want anybody to be guiding light, if you will, a lighthouse in the bay. Right. You know what I mean? And so that's what I really, really respect about him. And people can say what they want to say, right? And whatever. However, if you take the time to listen to what he's actually saying, put it into actual application, and think about what he's talking about, a lot of things I can't argue with it. At the end of the day, you know. So there's plenty of topics that we can go into about that, like, and how like for me, I don't know. I'm just excited about this interview because it's just gonna show how shitty the media is, and how they lack the due diligence, right? They don't do their research. They don't, like, if the lady's going to interview somebody this high valued, right, and this big for social media,
yeah,
don't you think it would be smart to actually, if you're going to ask them questions on certain things, to actually watch what it was beforehand, right?
Yeah.
So
You kind of got to know what you're going into, right?
yeah, you do, man. I mean, have. Oh yeah. Mortis Noctu says Tate is also a chess champion since childhood. Yeah, his father was a chess champion. I believe his father was CIA as well. However, his father was a chess champion. The dude's intelligent. He's smart, and he's playing the game correctly. That's what I love. He's taking a part of the matrix, right, that he's trying to instill or give out information and knowledge in a way of thinking that people can exit the matrix while using the matrix to get out of the matrix. That's what I'm saying. Like, I respect that, my guy. And
that's crazy.
He's genius, dude, man. He's genius. And let's see.
What I want to say, though, you mentioned there's a lot of fake people out there, right? And I know, Brandon's not one of them. Like, me and Brandon hung out a lot off camera, right, bro? Like, we're in Portland, surrounded by Antifa, He's checking up on me, making sure I'm all right. There's no cameras around at that time, Just the way he is, we were in Washington D.C. He's coming up, making sure I'm all right. You know, just the way Brandon is. Brandon's a cool dude, and he's straightforward, and what he says is what he says. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, and well, yeah, man, I appreciate you, bro. And like I said, that's just that. Listen, it's not for me to be praised, right? That's for God to get the praise because that's how He created me. However, I just like to lead by example in my actions. If I tell you that I'm your friend, if I tell you that I like you, or if I could sit here and hold a conversation with you and you show me respect, I show you respect. As a human being, I'm created to care. And so, like, therefore, I would always check on the people that I care about, right? Or the people that I like. Even if I don't like, I'll still be there for somebody. Even like I'll be there for somebody who I don't know. Perfect example, Portland. I didn't know that dude, right? I just know that I would like somebody to stand up for me if I was in a situation where I wasn't doing anything and people were harassing me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's always nice to have that one person that looks come out of nowhere and be like, hey, I got your back. And that did happen too in Portland as well. The guy with the green shirt that stood up with me. I didn't know that dude from nowhere. Still haven't ever heard from him again, which is gnarly, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, Brandon was in Portland one time, and he saw Antifa was pulling a knife out, about to go stab a guy on a bike. And Brandon got in between the knife and the guy. He stepped up to the plate. You know, he quashed it. And then he stomped on some Antifa afterwards.
Well, they stomp on themselves. They put themselves in that position by putting their hands on your boy. However, idiots. So I wish I had a freaking soundbite thing, ad lib soundbite.
What do you want? I might have it on here.
Do you have that?
Which one?
Dumbass.
From
that was
Red
some
Foreman?
dumb shit.
You know, I had dumbass on here before, but my board, since I moved my computer, we'll have it next time. I'll have some stuff for you.
All right, yeah. It's cool. Hold on, let's get to the chat real quick. Restreambot as YouTube says, hot damn says hello. Hot damn, hiya. What's up, hot damn? Sneaky Pete, hey everyone, what's going on, brother? Mortis Noctu says, Tate is so savage he wrecked that lefty journalist or urinalist. Hot damn back in a bit. Let's say, hey, Sneaky in Colorado. Hi, everybody. What's going on? Andy in Colorado. Let's see. Andy in Colorado says, I remember it topping 90 degrees once when I was down south of Fairbanks in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. That's Alaska talk.
All right, so
what is it? Mortis Noctu says we need a Tate and Brandon. Like you got.
What now?
He wants you to interview Tate. We need Tate and Brandon.
Yeah, dude, I would love to. I need to send out some sort of invite to him and to let him know, like, hey, my channel, I was just like you, bro. I saw that. All right, No More Noctu says, I was so mad when That's the Point got canceled. God, I finally found this channel. Yeah, man, shit. We all were, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I put everything into it. I put my life on the line for this channel and for y'all, you know, like, because this channel is the platform, right? The platform is to get to everybody. Is to whoever is to hear it, I guess, if you will. The platform is for those who want it, desire it, and so yeah, we're gonna get into the stream. We're gonna get into this interview in a second, guys. Let me just go through some of these chats. And guys, we are monetized, so if you want to send super chats, dude, it'll help us out. It'll help us out a lot. We also have the join membership, so if you guys want to get on the membership, you can join. We have some cool perks. Go check that out. Also, I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna have to probably go through Teespring or Spring Tea or whatever that was. I do have That's You Don't Weigh Enough Little Boy shirt. I have it on Printify. However, I haven't figured out how to link it to anywhere to get it yet. So, I'm figuring that out. We'll figure that out. Let's see.
Freaking our buddy Reno's in here.
They were trying to frame him because they didn't like his views. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I'm fake 100% of the time. Reno.
Yeah, that's fucking Reno. Fucking Reno.
Mortis Gandu says the stand-up in Portland was nuts. Yeah, tell me about it, dude. Yeah, we need to take in the Brandon collabo. Yeah, for sure. I'm into that. I'm definitely gonna be trying to get on that for real though. Islands.
I got some events coming up. If I can get you to LA. And I got an event coming up. Every last Saturday of the month, we go to Hollywood. We go walk around Rodeo Drive with Trump flags and stuff like that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, well, I haven't gone yet this year, but they started up again, so it might be a good show for you to go, like a good turnout for you right there.
Hell yeah! What's when is it though?
It's every last Saturday of the month. So like
Every last Saturday of the month.
so
Okay.
This month.
I have
This month.
I have my days off. My days off are Thursday, Fridays. So I'll try to figure that out though. I'll try to work that in. But I do need to go back out to Kelly for like a show or an episode. Do something back out there.
We got to pick up your bike.
I may huh?
We got to pick up your bike too.
I sold it already.
Oh, did you? Oh, well, good. Then I'll got to take it to you then.
Yeah, I sold it on Facebook. It took me a minute to sell it though, but I dropped the price, but I still made money back on it.
There you go.
So, all right, let's see. The Lodger in the building. What's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you too, man. YouTube Reno says, when you see someone being fake, you have to ask yourself, what can I do to be more fake than that guy? That's funny.
Just do whatever Reno would do. The BBC has infiltrated by the far left and needs to be sorted out, says the Lodger. Hey, he's got a little bike there too. He's got a little Vespa. Is that a Vespa? I think that's a Vespa. I don't know what that is.
The Lodge, BBC is infiltrated by the far left and needs to be sorted out. Yep. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get into this interview, and then every now and then we'll stop and talk about it real quick, and we'll get to some points. And yeah, let's do it. Let's expose the fake news media and their agenda.
All right, here we go. Dude, I've used this audio in videos before for Ben.
What do you want this?
Andrew Tate. You've agreed to do an interview with the BBC today.
Yep.
The material is going to be published on television, on radio, online.
Perfect.
We are doing an interview with you because you're facing some very serious allegations.
Correct.
Rape, human trafficking.
Yep.
And also because there's a great deal of concern about the things you say and the impact that they have on young people or women.
I don't think the concern's about the things I say. I think the concern is for the level of influence I have and the reach I have. I would argue that a lot of the things that are already out there inside of the legacy media and the matrix as a whole are far more damaging than the things I say.
It's the concern about the influence you have being a harmful influence, but let's start with the allegations.
Not necessarily a harmful influence. The fact that I'm massively influential over the youth, and I understand that, but it's my influence as a whole which people are afraid of, not necessarily the things I say.
Let's start with the allegations. Have you raped anybody?
Absolutely not.
Have you trafficked anybody?
Absolutely not.
Exploited any women for money?
Absolutely not.
But you have admitted using emotional manipulation to get women to work in the webcam industry for you.
No. Firstly, let's begin. Let's start at the beginning. I'm facing charges. The first one you mentioned, the rape one's already been thrown out by a judge. There's no evidence of it. Secondly, it's very difficult for me to sit here and have a very frank and honest conversation with you while we're in the territory of Romania about a legal case that's going on within Romania. I have to protect myself. I've agreed to do an interview with you, and I want to be as honest with you as possible. But I can't incriminate myself in any way, and I have to be very careful with what I talk about.
There are no charges yet.
Correct, there are no charges.
Said
there are no charges, and I've agreed to speak to you, but I have to be as honest and frank as I can, while also...
There we go.
All right, let's just to give in context, right? Right now he's doing an interview with BBC. This is after he was in jail already for the charges that they're bringing up. He was in jail, and then they dropped the charges. They let him go, but he's still on house arrest because they have some things still pending, but they're not brought up against him. So let's just clarify that. Right now, he's in his own house. He invited BBC into his house, right, as a guest, and giving them the first interview, which is doing them a favor, right? Not him, because he was the most Googled man over Trump and whatever the other thing was that during that time. Most Googled man in the world, most top Google search. And so he's really doing them an interview. BBC's been known for fakeness, their left liberal agenda that they're pushing. You know what I mean? And so he's really doing them a huge favor by going on, right? And for her to come in and then say, you know, we're being charged with this and this and that's cool. But as they continue to go, you're gonna see like you'll see what I'm saying. But
dude, did you see the irony already though? Like she's like, you have major influence over people, and you know you're telling. She's like basically saying he's lying to him, right? He's like, you're influencing people. It's like, well, what do you guys do? You're the freaking news, and you lie all the time.
She's starting to put on him like, oh well, you know, the schools and this and that. They're all saying that it's your fault or that people are listening to you and taking this. Like as the interview goes on, you'll see how ridiculous they get. But the whole point of me saying that, pausing for a second, was that I wanted to say that they released him from jail already for these charges, but he's on house arrest while some are still pending, and they dropped most of them already. So, all right, go ahead, continue.
You got it.
Protecting myself and following my legal counsel.
So let's talk about what you've said yourself then. You have said on the website, for your original website for the Hustlers University, that you emotionally manipulated women to fall in love with you so that you could get them working in the sex industry for your financial gain.
As I said, I have to be very careful with what I say, but let's put it this way. No women are coming out against me and accusing me of doing it.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. Who?
There's testimony from the current investigation.
The current investigation, which I cannot discuss, which I know intimately and you don't, I can tell you right now that the women who are in this case file, there are 2 American women who have been caught already admitting they're lying, and then nobody else is accusing me of anything.
To begin with, it's very common in cases like this that the alleged victims do not always see themselves as victims.
Well, that's very interesting. It's actually extremely interesting, because if I was a matrix-controlled organization and my goal was to slander somebody and try and destroy their name, you're telling me that they've chosen a crime which, 1, is heinous, of course, because it damages the person's credibility, and 2, you're saying that even if everyone else involved, if you have 5 people and everyone's sitting there saying, no, nobody's hurt anybody, we like Andrew, we've all worked together, we're friends, etc.
That's not what everybody's saying.
No.
Let me read you some of the testimony from the current investigation.
Can I finish this?
One of the witnesses said...
Can I finish this?
You're not answering the question I've asked you. You're not answering the question I've asked you.
I am answering the question.
Let me read you the testimony of one of the witnesses.
You're saying the people who are involved in this, even if they say they're not victims, that they're still going to try and attack me and pretend they're victims.
They are treated as victims by the case that's ongoing. And not all of them are saying that. One of the witnesses says...
We can't go into the case. The case is open and active.
Well, let's just be clear that not all of the witnesses in the case are behaving in the way you describe. And even those that are, it doesn't bar them from being treated as victims by the prosecution by the case.
We have an open criminal investigation. I am absolutely not really sure I'll be found innocent. I know the case better than you. I know it intimately and you don't. I have seen all the criminal files and the evidence against me and you haven't. I know the truth of what happened and you don't. And I'm telling you absolutely not really, I've never hurt anybody, that the case that's been put against me is completely and utterly fabricated. And I'm never going to be found guilty of anything. And it's very difficult for me to answer your in-depth questions because we're sitting here inside of the territory of Romania. I am beholden to the Romanian legal system. And I'm not going to incriminate myself because you're trying to prod me. You are wrong, and we're going to have to accept that for now and talk about something else.
Let me read you then what you have said about what you have done.
Sure.
You have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her.
Did you say pause?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So look how she prefaced this right here, right? She just said that this is what you wrote, this is what you said. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to point that out before we get into this section. The way she insinuated it and the way she quoted it and the way she put it out there was basically trying, so like this is like, she could say whatever she wants from this point, right? It doesn't have to be true or not.
Yeah.
She just prefaced everything saying, you said this, you said that. So one would think that she's coming with actual quotes or things that he actually said on paper or on video or anything like that, and in context, right?
Yeah.
Because I could say a lot of things, and then people will just take that, and if it's not in context, it can make somebody look crazy, right? So I just wanted to preface that how she's setting it up, right? But the power dynamic of how she's trying to lead the interview, and then also force something for him to, I don't know, break and say, oh, I said that, or maybe forget that he said that, and then try to question, for him even stumbling on anything that she says that he said, right? That would show his weakness. That would show, you know what I mean? So let's see how he handles that.
Right on, here we go.
her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
I don't think that's what I personally said. I think that's
exactly what
no,
you said
that's
on your website.
no, I've never said that. That's something that you found on the internet. Doesn't mean I've said it. And again, once again, if any female on the planet has a problem with me, I strongly recommend her to go to the police and try and pursue me for criminal charges. It's actually very interesting that me, one of the most famous people in the world, who's been vilified by the legacy media and places all over the internet, while everyone has attacked me from every single angle, while federal agencies from multiple countries have called over 2,000 women who know me, we stand here with 0 new accusations since my arrest. 0. If you took any famous person, any man of substantial wealth, and you called 2,000 women who knew him, you'd find an ex-girlfriend is upset, somebody who wants money who's upset. They called 2,000 people who knew me and could not find a single woman to make a new complaint. The only complaints they have against me are the initial complaints, which we can prove are lies, and that's where it stands. So I'm not going to sit here and allow you to pretend that I'm some kind of evil predator, when actually I'd argue the fact that people who've been investigated to the level I've been investigated to, if you were to take the average man on the street and investigate his entire life for 14 months, call everyone who's ever known him, and vilify him in the media, and encourage people to come forward for money, and you try to contact every ex-girlfriend he's ever had.
Would come forward and accuse those people of rape and accuse those people
I think that you would have a lot more. I think you would have a lot more flack than I've got. I'm actually such a nice person that I've never had anyone come
spoken to somebody since your arrest who says exactly those things. That with you, it's all manipulation. There's an ulterior.
Is this Sophie?
Everything.
Is this Sophie? Oh, it's Sophie, the fake name, no face. No,
I was so
the story that was
wanting
invented.
to please him and wanting him to be happy that I was just kind of, yeah, okay, do whatever you want.
And what is she accused? Has she accused me of a crime? This imaginary Sophie?
She's making the point that there is.
Has she accused me of a crime?
Emotional or psychological manipulation.
I've asked you a question, and I've allowed you into my house.
I'm asking you a question.
Correct, but you're not the boss here because I've allowed you into my house.
I'm asking you the question.
Correctly, and I'm telling you.
You get to decide the answers.
No, we're equal here. I've allowed you into my house. You don't come here with a position of authority. I'm doing you the favor as legacy media, giving you relevance by speaking to you. And I'm telling you now, this Sophie, which the BBC has invented, which she's no face of, nobody knows who she is.
The BBC did not invent.
Of course not. And because you never invent anything. And she's not filed criminal charges against me. What are we talking about here? What is she saying?
Talking about emotional manipulation. It's the sex industry for your financial gain.
Absolute garbage. She has not filed criminal. This person, if they exist, has not filed criminal charges against me. I welcome anybody who believes I've harmed them, male or female, any point in the past to file criminal charges against me. I will fight them. I know who I am, and I know what I've done, and I know the truth, and I know that I'll be found innocent of this attack. The reason I'm being attacked is because of my massive influence, not because I've ever hurt anybody. And for you to sit here and say that everybody around you is saying you're innocent, but that doesn't matter because the state will say they're victims, and they're just going to grab everybody you know and call everybody victims, even if they say they're not, and try and put you in jail, you are describing a matrix attack. You're not describing human trafficking.
I'm describing women who are going to court to accuse you of rape and human trafficking.
We will see what women go. We will see what women go to court at the end of this trial. We'll see which women go to court.
Can I finish, please?
We'll see which women go to court.
I'm describing women who are going to court to accuse you of rape and human trafficking.
Sophie hasn't gone to court. Sophie doesn't exist.
And I'm describing women who have spoken to the BBC at length.
Sophie doesn't exist.
And other media organisations about what they say is emotional manipulation and coercion. And I'm quoting back to you your own words where you describe.
They're not my words.
Coercion.
They're words you found. They're words you found on the internet. And Sophie doesn't exist.
On your
so let's move on to the next
in
subject.
Your voice.
Move on to the next subject.
No, I think I'll stick on this one for a minute. So there's other places in that same website where you say you get girls to fall in love with you and they do it because they love you, because they want to do what you say. Convincing women to take part in some kind of business arrangement doesn't work long term because they're emotional. You've got to get them to fall in love with you. That's coercion, that's emotional manipulation, that's abuse.
What you've found are clips from the internet, some text from the internet, and you're going to sit here and tell me that that's the reason I should be
Your website, your words.
It's not my website.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Check my website. Next.
It's the website you've taken down, and I wonder why those comments have been taken down.
No website's been taken down. My website is the same. It's been the same for a very long time.
The comments on this website, on the original website, have been taken down, and I wonder why.
You are accusing me. I'm guessing what you're trying to say is you're accusing me, and you're trying to say that I'm guilty of the things I'm accused of, and I'm emotionally manipulated.
I'm saying that you have said you emotionally manipulated people here for your own financial gain.
No, absolutely not.
And I'm asking you about that.
Absolutely not is the answer. I look forward to the end of this trial. I look forward to clearing my name. I look forward to the BBC and the legacy media having to say not guilty and having to tell the truth. As I've said before, The only other person who's been found, despite absolute rigorous, destructive levels of investigation and prodding into my life, is this imaginary Sophie by the BBC who doesn't exist. And if you were to find any single other man on earth and try and analyze his life forensically to the level they've done mine, you would find genuine damage to people. I don't hurt people.
It's not just
thousands of women have come out in my defense. Thousands of women have come out in my defense, and you've not mentioned that. Thousands of women come out in my defense.
Because the problem is when women accuse you of serious crimes.
Okay,
and emotional
but
manipulation.
let's agree that
That's
thousands
the
of women.
problem.
Let's agree that
It's
thousands.
not the problem that some people say you haven't done it. It's a problem that some people say you have.
Thousands of women come out in my defense, and as we stand right now, we have an open criminal investigation. The people who were involved in the criminal investigation are saying we're not victims of anything. Andrew's fine, he's never hurt us. You're saying no, I have the opposite to that. I have the counter to that. I have someone called Sophie with no face, a fake name, who we've invented, and she's not accusing you of anything criminal. So I don't see the whole point you're trying to make
You say you
here.
manipulate women, they say you manipulate women. Why wouldn't people think you do?
I'm not here. Do you think I'm manipulating you?
I'm asking you about the testimony you've given on your website and the testimony
No,
women have given
you've
about
printed
you.
something off that you found on Reddit, and you're going to sit here and say that makes me a bad person. I'm saying that you should know better as a journalist and do some proper journalism. Let's investigate the fact that
I think
thousands.
you should answer my questions
I am.
properly.
I already have, and we should move on. She's just trying to start an argument.
It's not only about the criminal allegations. It's a much bigger issue. You've got children's organisations in the UK, you've got rape organisations in the UK, you've got the police naming you by name as someone who has a harmful influence on children and on women in the UK and elsewhere because of the things you say, because of the way you present gender relations, the way you say men should treat women.
That's very upsetting, and the reason that's very upsetting is because I know that's not true. I'm genuinely a good person. I believe my impact on the world is positive. In fact, if you were to read the comment section of nearly any video I post, especially by the legacy media, 95% of the population agree with me. Most people know that the things I say are positive. Legacy media as a whole has lost all its credibility in the last 3 to 4 years. Nobody believes it. And it's a shame, it's a massive shame that the BBC come here and try and push and purport this idea that I'm a dangerous person.
I'm words to you.
I'm anti-drugs. I've never pushed drugs or any, I'm anti-drugs, I'm anti-violence.
All right, we paused.
Yo, I've been trying to tell you pause for like 30 minutes.
Really? All right, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta watch you, not the video then. All right. My bad.
You can't hear me?
I couldn't hear you saying that, no.
Oh, really?
I can
So
hear you
was like,
now.
Pause for a second, and pause. There's so many things. All right, so look. So you see what she's doing right there, though? You see the tactics of the mainstream media? Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it all the time with us.
She
They just make up
completely
lies.
quoted shit. She quoted things and said things that she told him he said that when he's saying he never said that, with no evidence or trying to say that it was on a website and now she can't find the comments on the website. She never did listen, this lady, first of all, is just given that piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
But she's the idiot. She's the idiot who's fucking coming at him like what she's saying is based just 1000% fact truth, right? And then she's trying to justify it by spinning it around and saying other people say this in schools and this, and then women are saying this. But what women? What? You can't just say people are saying things and then not like give the context behind it, the evidence or the factual like in testimonies behind it, right? So
Right.
This is the problem with the mainstream media. This is why people like him, people like us, people like you, Eddie, are so just.
I mean,
like,
look at
Sean-
all those papers in her lap.
Look.
She's got what, 30 papers in her lap. If she had proof, all she had to do is look. Here it is, right here. She doesn't have it.
Because and they never will, because they need something to try to paint somebody who they're in fear of as the bad guy. You need to be the villain. You know what I mean? So they have to do whatever it takes.
Right? Like I was in Berkeley one day.
The problem.
My security guard, my chapter in Fresno always sent a security guard with me wherever I went. And my security guard's there, and this lady, this guy's never been to Berkeley in his life. She points at him, and she's like, "Oh, he's a child molester. I saw him on the news. That's the child molester." And next thing you know, the whole freaking crowd is just calling him a child molester. Because that's all it takes. You just, if you know enough people, you say, "Oh yeah, he did this," and they believe you, even though you're making it up.
Yeah, people could say whatever the fuck they want to say. You know how much shit people said about me, and how much people like say about you, and like it doesn't make, you know what I mean? So at the same time, he's not feeding into it either, right? He's not sitting there like completely defending himself, but he's also saying like, you're not doing your research. I never said that. Like, that's BS.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, so like after January 6th with me, the news.
Wait, let's get some of these. Oh, let's get some of these chats in real quick. I wanna.
Yeah, go for it.
Read some of the chats. Please just smash this. Okay. Says, I'm from the UK. Great Britain followed you for a long time. The lodger. Okay, Lambretta, what's going on, brother? High Roller says, good to see you. D'Iberville, Mississippi, MS, right?
I don't see that one up here.
D'Iberville. What's going on, High Roller 79 in the building? Lodger says, we pay a TV license fee to the BBC in the UK. Many now won't pay it. The government are looking into them as they are meant to be neutral. Yeah. Could you imagine a mainstream media that was neutral?
Not anymore.
Yeah. Let's see. PA Patriot, what's going on? Hello, everyone. Kathy Marty's. Hello, all. That's the point where Brandon says, to support TTP, send super chats or cash app to Baco PV Chaplain. We don't have any moderators in the building?
You know what? Hope is not on right now, I don't think. She's at work.
Cool. All right. Mortis Noctu says, Mortis Noctu. I like that. This woman is so insufferable, right?
Heck yeah.
Like, just completely, like, ugh. All right. Charles Show. May not like the guy, but I don't think it was illegal. Right on. You're entitled to your opinion. People may not like him. A lot of people didn't like Trump. You still like his policies. Still like that money that was in our pocket. Let's see. Pause for a second. Nikki P says she's trying to set him up. Dirty B. Yeah. Facts. Everybody. Andy in Colorado says everybody in the government says you are harmful, so that means you're harmful. Yeah. Right. All right. Andy in Colorado says, good to see you, buddy. Okay. See, there's no such thing as innocent until proven guilty with the media. Exactly. You're never innocent. You're always guilty of something before anything. So, Mortis Noctu again says, don't have to produce some music for you, show pro bono. Okay, yeah. Mortis Noctu, go ahead and drop get a nice TTP introduction music going. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. Intro and outro. We could do an intro and outro with the music. So if you want to make two different ones or just make the same one, and if you have a couple that are already made, you wanted me to hear them, email me. I'll put my email in the chat real quick.
Long Beach in the house.
.com. You got any chats going on around on your other
they're all showing up on you. That's what that restream does. He restreams. He tells you all the chats. You see all the chats.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Although on Rumble we got Brian. Let's see, Brian Dinger. He says what's up, and then Helen Barkley says, "Unreal how they try to sway the truth with accusations and lies with no proof." So that's from Helen Barkley.
Yeah, can confirm.
Heck yeah. Well, like, remember January 6th, right? The news called me up. They're like, hey, Eddie, we want to interview. And I'm like, and I was like, Enrique said no interviews. There's no interviews. And they're like, well, we really want to interview. And I'm like texting Enrique. I'm like, dude, these people are really harassing me. He's like, dude, just no interview. I'm like, all right. Next thing you know, they took a video that I had made the day before, and like they would hear something I would say, and then they'd ask a question that pertained to what I said the day before and made it look like an interview. And next thing you know, everybody thinks I'm going to the news and ratting and stuff. Just that's how the news works. They're a joke.
And what was it they did to J-Lo up there?
Oh yeah, our homegirl Jenny. They're like, oh, she's a federal informant. She's a federal informant. She was giving them information on Antifa, not on freaking us. You know, now people are giving her death threats and stuff like this.
Yeah, that's bullshit, man.
Blind dude says, go ahead and run that. What's up, bro? What's up, blind dude?
Blind dude, hi guys.
You got a missing tooth like I do right now? Hey, Tuesday I get it fixed. I get it fixed on Tuesday. We'll be good. All right, you ready? España.
España.
I like those girls from España.
España. All right, go ahead. Run that clip. DJ.
The UK is facing a knife crime epidemic, and they're going to sit here and say that I'm the most dangerous man in the UK.
You have said you're the most dangerous man in the world.
I've said I'm the most dangerous man in the world.
You've also said that a woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner. I'm glad you find that funny.
I find it funny that you're sitting here saying that I've said I'm the most dangerous man in the world, and you believe that's. When did I say that?
I'm asking if you believe it.
No, you said you're the most dangerous man in the world. Is that some kind of proof that I'm dangerous? Am I Dr. Evil now? I'm telling you that it's very upsetting that you're going to sit here and that certain organizations in the world are going to try and pretend that I'm the biggest force of evil on earth when I'm genuinely a force for good.
You have said.
I'm genuinely a force
Not
for good.
what I've said.
And the reason they're doing this is because of the massive influence I have over the youth, and they don't like that I'm telling the youth to think outside of the matrix and ignore things like the BBC, which come here with loaded questions and false narratives and try and paint innocent people as guilty.
You've said women's intimate parts belong to their male partner.
I said that if a woman marries a man.
Is that you trying to stop me?
Nope. I was just agreeing and clapping with what he was saying because it's the truth.
Heck yeah, here we go.
She takes his last name and traditionally the man gives her away. I've been pushing traditional religious beliefs because I'm a religious man, and traditional beliefs in regards to marriage, which everybody accepted 10 to 15 years ago.
So
that's not a crazy conspiracy theory. If you're going to sit here and say that me believing a woman should take a man's last name in marriage makes me the most dangerous man in the world, then you're just going to lose even more credibility than the BBC's already lost in the last 4 to 5 years. If that's your point, if that's your narrative you want to push,
say that
good
men
luck.
should be able to sleep with a lot of women outside marriage. That doesn't sound very religious or very
That's not what I said they should be able to. I said a lot of high-value men, a lot of rich men do it. And then we discussed at length on podcasts why rich men do it. And we also discussed why women decide to be unfaithful. It's not a gendered argument. We discussed unfaithfulness as a whole, what are the reasons and motivations for men, and what are the reasons and motivations for women. Because you have no time to actually, watch my content, because you have no time to actually watch my content at length and understand what I'm saying, you just come here with a small snippet which we provided to you on a piece of paper.
Times doesn't make it true.
No, completely. You don't have a clue what I say or what I talk about. You never watch my content. You have small pieces of paper, small clips on a piece of paper, and you're trying to pretend I've said evil things. And then you're going to say I'm the most dangerous man in the world, which is truly laughable.
You said that, not me.
Okay. Do you believe I'm the most dangerous man in the world, Lucy?
I'm not answering your questions.
Well then we need to change the dynamic of this interview because, and I'll make this clear, I allowed you into my home. I'm doing you a favor, giving you the first interview I'm giving to the public. You don't come here with a position of authority. You're not the police. I don't respect the BBC. I don't know you. You do not come here with a position of authority over me. We are equals. We are people. We're citizens of the world, and we sit here as equals. And I see you as my equal. And if you ask me questions, I can ask you questions back. For you to come here and sit down and pretend you're the Gestapo and that you don't have to answer my questions is disingenuous because I don't owe you anything.
Asking questions and you answer.
But I don't owe. No.
However you want.
This is a conversation. And I don't owe you any degree of authority over me. So let's make that clear. And that doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or from the BBC or the CNN. I'm here to answer your questions and be honest with you and do you a favor.
Great.
And I'm doing you a favor. But you come here with loaded questions. You're trying to paint a narrative of me which is negative.
I'm asking you about things you've said that people are concerned about.
And that's fine. But you're not going to sit here and say you don't answer my questions because you're not above me.
This is also not supposed to be a political degree. It's supposed to be a conversation.
Absolutely.
Well, it would help if you answered the question.
I've answered every question so far.
Let me ask you another question.
Sure.
You have said that a woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner, and if she goes on OnlyFans, he is entitled to a cut of her income.
You are extremely, it's very confusing to me why you're going to sit here, take long format podcasts I've done, which are 3 or 4 hours long, in context where I've sat with OnlyFans girls, 10 or 15 OnlyFans girls, where we've been joking back and forth, ignore every comment and satirical comment and sarcastic comment that the females have made, and then come along and say, you said this, and that, and you're the most evil man in the world. I don't know if you understand what sarcasm is. I don't know if you understand what sarcasm is. I don't know if you understand what context is. I don't know if you understand what satirical content
So you're saying it's sarcastic?
I'm saying it was a very interesting talk show. And for you to sit here and say that that is my true core beliefs and that makes me a bad person is disingenuous.
Is it?
Of course not.
Was it sarcasm?
Absolutely. You should watch the show.
You were being sarcastic when you said, let me just clarify.
You should watch the show.
Let me clarify for the audience. You were being sarcastic when you said a woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner.
No.
You didn't believe that.
No, it's not that. It's that you haven't watched the show at length, and you should have, because the woman was saying, my man's car belongs to me because he's my man. and she was on OnlyFans. And then 20 minutes later, when she said she was on OnlyFans, I said, well, you're selling your body, that belongs to him because he's your man. And she laughed, she laughed, and she said, yeah, that's probably true. If you watch the show, it will make sense. For you to come here with doing no research at all, and then say, I don't understand what I'm talking about, but I've got this piece of paper with a few things printed off, that's why you're saying the silly things you're saying. You should watch the show, do some research.
Do you believe it?
You already answered.
I've already answered the question.
Not really.
Of course I have. Can we move on? I answered the question.
Do you believe that a woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner?
Of course not. I've just answered the question.
You just answered that.
We've done that 3 times.
And does this woman believe that her man's car belongs to her? It's not a gendered argument. I really think that it's genuinely sad that when the BBC has a chance to finally interview me at the end of all this Matrix attack, that they don't come here with any kind of genuine openness to try and understand my influence over the world, or the things I push, or what I'm trying to teach the world, or why I'm a good influence on the world, because I am a massively good influence. Instead, they come here with pieces of paper, with printed out excerpts from 5-year-old podcasts, taken out of context, to attempt the same Matrix attack on me, which has been attempted endlessly. Every single person in Legacy Media has already tried this, and it doesn't work. I really encourage you to read the comments.
Oops, sorry, my bad.
No, you can check this out.
Yo.
Yeah, so what do you think so far?
Well, so like I agree with them, like, because you can have a long show and you say one part of it like that's sarcastic, right? And I get, it's like, have you ever sent a text on somebody and like you're trying to make a joke, but because it's words and it's not your voice, they don't hear your voice that it's a joke and they take it the wrong way? That's what this is. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And especially if she's just reading things off of a paper out of context, has no idea, they're just literal sections of quotes that she's reading off of. She can't tell what his voice sounds like, how the voice fluctuations, and telling, what you could tell, like, if it's a joke or not, like, you know what I mean? And so, it's just funny because this is textbook classic mainstream media tactics to destroy somebody's character without any type of truth. Like, what the is why? What I don't understand is how people still tune into that shit. Like, how do people still sit there and actually fucking listen? Actually listen to
because they believe it. They think the news is always right.
How can one be so lost and that far out of common sensory, if you will? Like, your logical thought processing is just completely burnt.
No, the schools have trained people that, you got to believe what is, what the news says. You have to believe what the government says. They're trained that in school. They're not trained to think for themselves anymore. Right? That's the whole reason why we're to Facebook, and people, remember people used to watch long videos. Now, if it's not a 30-second video, people don't watch it. Right? Yeah. It's so that, that's the whole point of it. That's why TikTok came around, because kids don't want to watch anything longer than 30 seconds. So you have TikTok. Because what are they, 30-second videos?
They shorten the attention span through grooming.
Yeah, and then they blame it all on ADD. Oh, everybody's got ADHD now.
Yeah, no shit, because you keep putting on 50 different things back and forth, and I can't control it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no shit that's going to happen. You guys are creating it, and they know it, and that's the whole psyop. It's a psyop, dude. The whole thing's a psyop.
Right.
And that's the issue. All right, go ahead, run it.
On YouTube, when this goes on YouTube, and you will see that nobody believes a word you're saying.
The reason we're asking you about these comments is because we've got the Chief Executive of Rape Crisis naming you individually as spreading a dangerous ideology of misogynistic rape culture.
Absolute.
It's the comments you make that are leading people to say things like
absolute garbage.
National organizations who are saying that are blaming you for increasing levels of misogyny. Schools that are saying they are having increased incidents of girls being attacked, of female teachers being harassed.
If that was
by
true,
pupils, because of you and your teaching.
Well, that's absolute garbage. I have never, ever.
But what does that have to do with him?
Right.
People are like, if teachers are getting attacked, if people are getting attacked, that's just like school shootings with the manifesto crap. Like if nobody can make somebody do something, bro. I don't care what you say. You can't make somebody. It's a decision at the end of the day. Unless you physically
Right.
removing the body or the jaw and even the voice, you can't make a voice, right? So, right, it's just what? How is that? How is that grounds for an art? Like to stand on? How is that legs to stand on?
Right.
For grounds of saying like putting that stigma or that responsibility or accountability onto him because of other people. That doesn't fucking make any sense. It's just like if I go rob a bank, I'd be like, oh well, fuck, he told me to do it, so it's not my fault.
Right.
Go to him.
Well, like, all right,
Like,
Nike tells you got to have some Air Jordans that are $400. You're a kid, you don't have that money, so you go steal or rob or sell drugs to get that money for those new Nike Jordans, right? Can you sue Nike for?
Well, even that, it's like, somebody telling me something, and I go and do it because they told me, I'm still the one that's gonna get fucking locked up.
Right.
I'm still gonna be the one taking responsibility. So how the fuck is it their fault? How am I gonna accuse them just because they said something? Right? That's like it's my decision to do the right or wrong thing, and it doesn't matter what I say. I could say, what about all the pro-abortions, like killing babies, like and all that, and stuff like that. People preach that all the time. That doesn't mean like it. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I can't. Somebody cannot be held accountable for other people's actions. That's it. Bottom line.
No, and if they should, then all these commercials should be, taking responsibility.
Well, the journalist, if anything, journalists should be out. Then she should be fired, because there's plenty of journalists that did some crazy shit, that did some foul, lying bullshit. Even her bringing all the accusations.
What's the guy from New York? The mayor's brother. What was his name from CNN? I forget his name now.
Chris Cuomo.
Yeah, Chris Cuomo. I mean, straight up, right there. Right?
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
What do you think of Andrew Tate so far?
I like him. And here's the other thing. So the fact that he went on there and he's willing to do this interview, people that are lying and that are wrong, they're not gonna go and call up the news and say, "Hey, come interview me." He's trying to protect them. He's trying to correct what they're saying about him. So
yeah, and he's also putting it out there because he's a smart man. He also knows that even though BBC, they're going to go and try to set him up, I'm still going to give him the interview because they're going to make him look like more. They're going to look more like the assholes, and then that's just going to respawn his whole thing.
Right.
It's a genius plan. That's how you get over. That's how you beat the Matrix, man. That's how, like, when the Matrix fucking takes you out, you get, I'm attempting to do that now, dude. So. We'll be back in the full swing of things. I mean, we're already back up and monetized, and we're up to 10.6 now. Thank you guys, subscribers, and everybody who's going to be watching this video later on. I appreciate it. Make sure that you go to EddieBlockFilms too. Make sure that you subscribe to his YouTube channel and all across all social media, EddieBlockFilms. Make sure you look him up. Great fucking journalist work out there. Great on ground zero journalist, if you will.
Me and Brandon have been in the thick.
It gives you a lot of things that are going on right now that people are not following. People aren't, so he finds out and digs up the stories and like the Jan 6 stuff and situations. He has a lot of inside things. So make sure that you go show love and subscribe to his channel. And everybody that's watching on his channel right now, if you are watching on his channel, I don't know, come make sure that you subscribe to my channel, and that's how we show love. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and continue. We're guys, if you're just tuning in, if you're just new to this chat right now. We're on the Andrew Tate interview with BBC and how just exposing and pointing out how the mainstream media lies, insinuates, creates narratives and false truths, like just straight up lies about people and how they spin their media for whatever gain it is, and especially towards social media influencers or anybody that is an influencer in life. That has a mass following, and so it's just fun to watch somebody not take it like how because I would. That's the same thing I would be saying. Like I would even more so be like, how does that even make sense? I'd be more. He's more professional than I would be in that sense. Yeah. Because I was like, I would have been stopping him at everything, but like, no, that's not true. Prove it. Like, show me where you get that from. And I'd break every single thing down. I'd make them break it down because they can't. Because it's all just in the air, right? There's no factual base behind what they're saying.
Yeah, Griefing King asked you who is Andrew Tate. So Did I say?
Who is Andrew Tate? Griefing King. If you don't know who Andrew Tate is, he is a championship world championship kickboxer, multi-champion kickboxer, a social media influencer, chess champion. Has a brother named Tristan. They're brothers. They're from Romania, I believe it is, and very big social media influence, and he's very viral, most Googled man on the planet, over Trump and I forget what the other crap was that they said. It was over Trump and somebody else.
Mr. Beast, probably.
Or Mr. Beast, yeah. But Andrew Tate took the internet by storm, simply by being old school, traditional thought process with as far as positions of men and women in society and in relationships. And it says a lot of things, a lot of new age thinkers and liberals and leftists and even some conservatives don't like and don't agree with. And everything that I see he set up into everything so far, I don't think I've disagreed with anything.
Yeah. You know what? When I got married, we're sitting there. Oh, sorry.
Huh?
When I got married, we were sitting there at the desk, right, filling out the paperwork, and so the lady looked at me and she's like, "All right, who's changing their name?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And I was like, "She is," and the lady's like, "No, guys do it now too." I said, "Not this guy." She was trying to make me a Gonzalez. I'm like, I'm not gonna have a last name Gonzalez.
EddieBlockFilms, Gonzalez Martinez.
Right? No, it would have been Gonzalez Montemayor.
Well, that's because the whole thing is this, man. The whole like generation has just gotten so soft and so like feminine. The masculinity in men is just completely out the window. And that's the agenda. Is what also is the mainstream media and the governments are trying to push. Right? The governments are allowing things, allowing medications, allowing procedures, allowing hormone, whatever.
Yeah.
Not even allowing, because people can do whatever they want to do, right? But it's not that they're allowing it, it's that they're encouraging it and that they're promoting it, and now they're trickling it down into schools and children, and that's where the real problem starts to lie. But going back to what Andrew Tate is and what he stands for, and like it stands for men being men, like handling your business, taking care of your situation and making sure your shit is together, and then whatever woman wants to come in and it's not. It's very honest. He's very to the point with it, and that's why I respect that.
Nice.
But, yeah,
hey, you know who we got? You know who we got to have the show on sometime? You know Kevin, right? Jen's friend Kevin from Texas.
Yeah.
So Kevin, you guys probably don't know Kevin, but Kevin, when he was growing up, he felt he was gay. His parents pushed it on him. They tried to get him to get a sex change, and he refused. And now that he's older, he's like back in church. He's no longer gay. He says, "I'm not gay. I'm not putting up with that stuff anymore. I'm following God's word now." And we should probably have him on the show. I'm sure he'd be happy to.
We'll see if while we're watching this tape, see if you can get him on.
All right, yeah. Let me call him, or let me text Jen.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, and then go ahead and let's run this interview.
There we go.
Let's go home.
Encourage a student to attack a teacher, male or female, ever. I preach hard work, discipline. I'm an athlete. I preach anti-drug. I preach religion. I preach no alcohol. I preach no knife crime. Every single problem with modern society, I'm against. I'm teaching young men to be disciplined, to be diligent, to listen, to train, to work hard, to be exactly like me, with no criminal record, never even yet charged in this 14-month Matrix investigation. And I'm saying that if men grew up like me, which are hardworking and diligent and emotional control and stoic, we're going to have a better society, not a worse society. To sit here and say that schools in England, which is a failing nation, which has knife crime going through the roof, violence going through the roof, men's mental health going through the roof, and they're going to all blame me because I appeared on the internet 1 year ago, is disingenuous. It's disingenuous. And also,
financial success with a Bugatti and a cigar, but it comes with a side order of misogyny.
How does having a Bugatti and a cigar come with misogyny?
Because it's all mixed together in what you teach. You teach that if a woman comes home and accuses you of cheating, you should hit her with a machete, shove her off.
Is that what I teach?
That's what you say.
No, if you actually watch the clip, it will be about the woman attacking me with a machete. As usual, you've not watched the video, taken it out of context, flipped it, and attempted to attack me with a small excerpt. Let me tell you something, Lucy. I'm sure you're a very nice person. I'm sure you're a fantastic person, but if I were to take everything you've ever said online and just take small excerpts out of context, I could make you look like a misogynist. I guarantee it. In fact, I might actually do that. And then you're going to sit here and say, oh shit, I'm a misogynist because my clips have been taken out of context. If you refuse to watch anything at length and understand it, then that's what's going to happen.
The National Police Chiefs League for Violence Against Women, the NSPCC, Rape Crisis, Safer Schools, they are all naming you as being behind an epidemic of misogyny, even amongst primary school children.
The idea that I made primary school children misogynistic because I own a nice car. Is that your argument?
It's the misogyny that comes along with it.
Oh, owning a nice car is misogynist.
No, it's the misogyny that comes along with it.
How does misogyny come along with owning a nice car?
Because you have an image of financial
I'm glad you're answering my questions now. We finally got the dynamic.
You have an image of financial
answer my
success.
questions, I should.
Excuse me. You have an image of financial success, but it comes along with attitudes towards women that are really problematic.
My attitudes towards women is that women should be protected and provided for, and I've said that at length. In fact, I've said that over 50 times online, you never mention it. I say that my girlfriend doesn't have to work unless she wants to, I take care of her, I die to protect a woman. I've talked about how I've stood up and faced a knife to protect a woman.
And in return, you want authority over her in the way you have over a child or a dog.
Absolutely not. I've said that women should be protected and provided for. And
in return, you want authority over her, because if you have responsibility for someone like a child or a dog, you say, you have authority over them.
If you want to go down this argument, we'll go down this nuanced argument. I said that if I have responsibility for her safety, I should have a degree of authority over her safety. Meaning, and let me explain my point. If I'm the one who has to fight and die to protect her, I'm the one who decides how we walk home. I'm the one who decides the route we take. Because it's unfair for her to say, I want to walk through the most dangerous neighborhood in the world, but you have to face the knives. That's what I've said. And then you're going to sit here and pretend I'm trying to treat women like dogs, which is garbage. Every single man in the world who loves this woman understands that he has to protect her. And every single woman in the world likes the idea of a man who would protect her. If you were to say to most women home right now, do you want your husband to protect you in a violent attack? They'd say, yeah, of course. Nothing I've said is misogynistic.
If you said to most women, would you want to lose authority in the relationship, to not be treated as a free and legal equal to your...
I didn't say that. I said I need to have authority over the route we walk home.
When you compare women and the authority over women that you believe you should have to having authority over a child or a dog, it's not the same, because a woman is a free, legal adult.
Correct.
You're equal.
Free, legal adult, my equal. But if I had a girlfriend and we were walking home late at night and I said, let's not walk down that area, it's a bad area, I have to protect you if anything happens, I want to take the long way. And she said, no, I have to walk this way, even though it's the most dangerous route, I must.
Then what?
Then I would say, you're welcome to, you could do it, you're a free, legal equal, but I'm not going to walk with you and protect you. I think that I should be able to decide the route, because I have an obligation. And my obligation as a man is to protect and provide for females. Everything I'm talking about is traditional gender roles, which 10 years ago, less than 10 years ago, would not be considered outlandish, would not be considered crazy, would not be considered dangerous or misogynistic. The world has changed, and a lot of people haven't changed with the world. Please understand, there's a lot of women at home watching this right now who like the idea of their man sticking up for them, protecting them, and providing for them. And just because the world has gone crazy and the legacy media has gone crazy, most people at home are still relatively sane. And these are the people who are going to write in the comments that Andrew isn't saying anything that's outlandish.
What's wrong with the secret? Matthew changed the camera. These are the two values that entirely remain.
It's the whole world believes these things.
You know what this is like? So when I was married, my wife, she didn't really work. I paid all the bills, I covered everything. And all I expected her to do was, when I come home from work, have a nice clean house. Maybe some dinner on the table, right? Never happened. She was a liberal. But I was the bad guy. Isn't that how it works? Shouldn't it be equal? If I go to work all day long, making money for you, shouldn't you have some dinner on the table when I get home? Is that wrong?
That would make common sense, right? That's just it's not saying, they could do whatever they want, but then why would I want to be with you? Right? What are you bringing to the table? If I'm bringing everything to the table and I'm providing security, financial stability, emotional, stability, and I'm making sure that you have nothing to worry about, why wouldn't you want to make sure that when I come home that there's food, the house is clean, if that's what you want to do, right? If she wants to work, that's fine. If men want to be with a woman that wants to work, that's fine. But traditionally, I agree with, if a woman shouldn't have to do anything, because I should be able to provide a life for her that she should just love to be not taken care of, but there for me. right? Because she could do whatever she wants. Like, so I'm providing everything that I have, everything that I can, that she's going to be taken care of, right?
Yeah.
If she wants to work, fine. No, that's not saying that she can't work, right? If she wants to, that's fine. But if what I should be bringing to the table and providing in a relationship is the fact that, like, you don't have to, because that's what a man should do. He should be on his shit. He should have enough to be able to, that whoever he invites into his life or accepts into his life and wants to have in his life, that they should be taken care of in all aspects. That should already be covered. And if people can say whatever they want to say about that, but at the end of the day, a real woman, you know, they're not going to want somebody who they're going to have to be so not unsure, but they're not reliant. They can't be they're not reliable. Their partner isn't reliable, and they have to be fair. Like, oh, I have to make this certain amount of money because of this and that. That's not how it should work in my eyes. Yeah. And so, like, I agree with that.
And, like, I've had these girlfriends. Have you ever had a girlfriend to where, you know, they will go out and start shit with people just because they know that you're back there and you're gonna fucking handle business for them?
Oh yeah. That's happened to me several times. That's happened to me with homies, like with friends, dudes. Yeah. Not just female.
Right.
Like, you know, when you're that type of male, you're that type of census, like you are the security, basically, because at the end of the day, anybody that's around me at any point in time when they were roaming around me, one, they already know that if anything was to ever go down, I'm gonna be there to protect first thing first. I'm front line. Like, that's how I carry myself. That's what I have. That's what that's for the people that are around me that I care about, or even the ones that I don't know that are being bullied. Like, that's right. What I like. They don't have to worry about that around me, right? So that's one thing that I try to also not make it like I'm not boasting about it, but that's just what it is, right? That's a fact. That's a fact. I could provide my sense of security, safety, protection, emotional stability, just being there. You know what I mean? And so.
Oh yeah. Like and the people you hang out with are like that too. Like, I was in Portland and you weren't there, and I won't say his name, but your buddy with the long hair. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
He was in your club in LA. Long hair. He was always with you all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, so I'm in Portland. I get maced, right? I can't see anything, and Antifa's attacking us, and here he is. He comes up. He's like, Eddie, come on, we got to go. And, like, he drove my scooter to get me out of the way, you know? So, I mean, even the people you hang out with are like that.
Yeah, I mean, you surround yourself with like-minded and like-minded individuals, men who are on the same path, who are on the same. I want to walk in with a room full of 5 badasses, not a room with 100 people, and I'm the only one.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
That's how I'd rather run. You got to surround yourself with people that are about their business, that are with their issue, but also humble enough that you have to be a dangerous man to be a good man. Jordan Peterson spoke on that. I don't know if let's finish this interview. Let's go, and we'll get to that clip. So let's put a side note in that.
All right, we'll do that next.
Let me hold on. Let me read some of these chats real quick. It says, PA Patriot, Grief King, 201 LOL. Hey Big Dog, what's up, Well Killer, Big Pete S in the building. That's my boy. You already know. Let's see. PA Patriot says, I was in Brandon's chat wondering why I didn't have wrenches or links. We're not lighting up blue.
Oh, she's one of my moderators. You'll have to add her as a moderator. She's a good moderator.
All right, and who?
PA Patriot? Yeah. Yeah.
Does she need to get one?
Yeah, if you want to give her a wrench, then she'll be happy.
How do I do that though?
If you click on her name on YouTube, and you can say add moderator, because you're on your channel, right?
I gotta type it in. Wait.
We can fix that later.
I got it.
So I got a text message from somebody who doesn't want their name to be known, but they said women want the feeling of security that is given by alpha males, and this is a woman who just sent me that.
Well, they do, and at the end of the day, you know, that's biology, right? Like, that's natural instinct ingrained in our DNAs, and that's why there is no equality. As far as treating people and being treated equally, as far as like saying cordial, being respectful, mindful, thoughtful of others. Like, yeah, everybody has the right to that, but in all actuality, there is no equality between men and women.
Oh,
we're just built different, just completely built different, and one is made to protect, provide, and secure, and the other one is there to love and emotionally provide for. and be there for the other. Like that's what it is. That's what it is in the Bible. Like I don't know how else you
Yeah,
like,
God created us to protect.
Controversial topic, but the Bible itself is controversial, and Jesus is the most hated name anyway. So I mean, I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. PA Pictures says, okay. Frank Rizzo, hello, friends from London. Top of the afternoon to you, wherever you are. in London. Did you get that water? Do you have any more water to pass me? We hate the BBC like you hate CNN. Well, fair. We hate CNN and BBC. Let's just put it like that.
And MSNBC.
MSNBC, all of them. Fox. What's it called? What's the other one? Fox. MSN or no NBC.
NBC,
right?
yeah. NBC, CBS, ABC.
CBS, Fox News, all that
All
crap. They're all mainstream media bought out corporate shills. Let's see. I was on Eddie's channel. Sorry, I was wondering why my link wouldn't light up blue. Okay. Frank Rizzo, hi Andy. We'll let it be in Colorado getting mad here. Frank Rizzo says I hate little. PA Pictures says I hate little immature bees that do that. Bitches that do that. I got you, buddies. You got to give me the ratchets. Oh, there we go. Add as moderator.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. She's a great moderator.
Also, skip standing moderators. Okay. Boom. You are moderated.
Nice.
PA Patriot.
Yeah, you gotta watch. You need moderators because Antifa will come in here and start saying stuff to get us kicked off.
All right. Frank Rizzo says it's 10:30. It's 10:30 at night over there. All right. I like how they say 10:30 at night.
I was trying to figure out what that meant. Thanks for explaining it to me.
Yeah. 10:30. 10. It was a.
It's like a quarter to 10, half 10. I guess so.
10 at night?
Would
half
that
10? Or is it
9:30? That's what I was thinking.
Half 10 or wait, hold on, because half to 10 is 5, right?
Oh yeah, huh? No, it's got to be 10:30. I think
5 at night. Half 10 means at 9:30. I think. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Half past 10 or half to 10? Half 10.
Yeah, I think so.
10 and a half?
I don't know. I think it's 10 and a half. It's got to be 10 and a half.
It seemed like it would be 10 and a half, but I don't know. I was like at half 10.
But why would you say half 10 to say 5? Why don't you just say 5?
I don't know, because England's England, dude.
That's true.
London's London, my guy.
He said 10:30. He said we're right with 10:30.
Boys out there in London. What's up, bro? Much love to you, bro. 10:30. That's it. It's 10:30.
Yeah.
Half 10. Okay. Right on. Thanks, Rizzo.
You said
in German, halb noon means 8:30 and not 9:30. Halb 9. Oh, halb 9 means 8:30. Okay, I see what they're saying now.
Interesting. I think Andy was in.
Way of saying half past 10. Yeah.
I think he was in Germany when he was in the military, maybe.
Oh, sick. Right on.
Let's see, Frank Rizzo. One more.
Let's go ahead and finish up. Let's get through this interview. How much longer is it?
15 minutes.
Okay. All right. Run it.
I told you. Same as fine. I told you. They come in, they smile, they shake their hands, and then they read one coffee line excerpts from Black.
It's fine.
Well, I also wanted to.
What's that?
So I was saying, just wanted to let everybody know too. Here at That's the Point with Brandon on the podcast, we aim to bring you, like I said, the whole truth. So we're giving you the full unedited version here. We're watching the full unedited version, where as opposed to BBC will just clip it out, other news medias will just clip out certain things of the interview, and they won't put out the whole interview because it's not going to be in context. And so I just wanted to point that out, that here at That's the Point with Brandon and also EddieBlockFilms, guys, we're going to give you the truth. We're going to give you the full context of it. We want you to think for yourselves, make your own decisions, make your own beliefs, or not make your own beliefs, but, believe what you, believe what you want to believe is based off of the full context and the truthful evidence of everything, of whatever topic it is that we're bringing. So I just wanted to point that out. That's why it's a little long, but whatever. What else we got to do, right?
Hey.
Right now, getting the truth out and exposing the mainstream media is part of our thing. That's what we do. And so, yeah, that's the point. Run it.
Fine. I'm having a nice conversation with you. I'm enjoying it. So it's no problem. It's been fun so far.
People are on camera. People are on your social media.
It's fine. We good?
Yes.
Tell me when.
Do you want to clap again?
Yes, no. We didn't stop, no?
I can do the clap. Now we good?
No.
Thank you. Thanks. If a man broke into your house, wouldn't you want your husband to protect you?
There's a difference between conservative values and emotional control, coercive control.
We're
lack
talking
of
about
consent.
protection now, and I'm saying if someone broke into your house, would you want your husband to protect you?
It's not about conservative values or
She doesn't
protection,
have a
it's
husband,
what
she got a
you're
wife.
demanding in return for that.
Well, I'll give you this. I don't know who your husband is. I don't know if he would stand up to protect you and die for you, but I'll give you this. If someone broke into this house right now and was a homicidal maniac, I would expect me and the other men in this room to stand up and face them while you and the other women in this room could protect yourselves. I would actually believe the men should go and engage the attacker. I believe that. And even though I don't know you, and you've come into my house with a hostile agenda, and you've come here to try and make me look bad, I would still stand up to protect you. I would still stand up to protect you because I believe that's my role as a man.
I am asking you about things that you have said that have caused major national organizations, including the police, to worry about you by name. That's what I'm asking you about.
It's not what I say.
It's not about whether you protect your partner or not. It's about what you have said that has caused such concern in the UK. And I want to put it to you that you don't really care about the harm it causes.
That's not true.
Because
that's not true.
Making controversial statements like this online has made you a lot of money.
Okay, so firstly, I genuinely am a force for good in the world. You may not understand that yet, but you will eventually. And I genuinely believe I'm acting under the instruction of God to do good things, and I want to make the world a better place. I genuinely believe my legacy is a good legacy, and I believe that eventually, when the legacy media catches up, they're going to understand I'm a good, positive influence. I'm not interested in damaging the world for money, because if I was interested in damaging the world for money, I could have sold drugs, or I could make rap music and encourage everyone to stab each other like all the drill artists do.
Or you could make controversial statements online that attract a lot of followers who you then direct to your website where they pay
I could make
to
jokes.
learn how to be
Sure,
like you.
I mean, I could make jokes online. Who doesn't? I mean, I could make a joke
Are you
online.
saying that all the controversial things you've said are jokes?
No, I'm saying that these organizations and the BBC are going to sit here and pretend that I am the face of damaging the youth is absolutely garbage. It's completely disingenuous. And the reason
I'm sorry, we have agreed to do an interview where you are going to ask questions that are going to give us the opportunity to clarify some things. These are very loaded questions.
sorry.
And so far, I'm sorry, I have arranged this and I'm talking right now. So, these are very loaded questions, and this is not what we discussed, and this is not the conversation that we agreed
We were
to.
very clear that the questions
You're
are
sitting there and just accusing, we're not here to face new allegations, this has all been discussed, answers have been provided, so if we could please move on from this side of the interview, I would appreciate it.
I would like to hear what Andrew has got to say about the fact that when you make controversial statements, it attracts people to follow you, and then you direct them to your website where they pay you a monthly fee to learn how to be like you. And so the more controversial statements you make, the more money you get.
The fact that that's the path you've outlined to one, my online university, and two, my presence on the internet, the fact that you believe that's the path just shows you've done absolutely zero research. Genuinely zero research.
Okay, so how many of the people who sign up for Hustlers University come to you through your social media?
Genuinely zero research.
How many of the people who sign up for Hustlers University come to you through your social media where you direct them to the website?
And Lucy, I encourage you to go out there, do some genuine research, watch my
Could you
videos,
answer my
of
question?
course, watch my videos at length, and truly understand what I'm doing.
How many of the people who sign up for Hustlers University at $49.99 a month come to you because they see your social media comments?
There's an online school called Hustlers University, which I don't own. I influence for, along with many other influencers, and they sign up for your website, which I don't own. And once again, that's nothing to do with me. And you're going to sit here and say that I made a joke. I made a joke online 4 years ago because a woman said that she owned her man's car, and you made a joke, and that means that you, because you have a Bugatti, are the most misogynistic, dangerous man in the world. This is going down a path of absolute insanity. It's not true. None of this is true. I don't hurt people. I don't harm people. I'm genuinely a positive influence.
You are renowned.
I'm renowned
for offensive and controversial.
That's not why I'm renowned. I'm actually renowned. I'm actually renowned for helping young men. As we talk about, there's a men's mental health crisis, and we talk about we pretend to care that men are upset. But as soon as I discuss men's issues, it's misogynistic. It doesn't have to be gender. just because I believe men have a point of view and men have rights and men are allowed to think and believe and act a certain way that helps them internally, that doesn't mean it's anti-female. In fact, I believe it's actually pro-female. I think when a man is true to his influence and true to his essence and he's good within himself, he's a positive influence in the world and he's positive for the women around him.
So
just because I discuss men's issues, people say, oh, you're anti-woman. I'm not anti-woman, I love women.
Why are so many women saying that when their boyfriends start following you,
they're not.
They experience more control?
So many.
They experience
How many?
more abuse?
How many?
Enough.
Well, that's the first time I've heard of it. So, in fact,
one is too many.
Of course, yeah. So, in fact, I've seen thousands and thousands of comments and have endless emails from women praising the fact that their sons are listening to me, praising the fact that
the things I'm saying. Does it not worry you?
It would worry. It would
You're
worry.
not concerned about
it would worry me if I was genuinely damaging the world. But for you to sit here and say, Andrew, you've become the most Googled man in the world. You have billions of views, and one woman, is now saying that her husband is not the same man she wants him to be, when thousands and thousands of people are saying the opposite. Well, then I would say that's.
I presented you with case after case after case, with quote after quote after quote of people who are genuinely concerned about the impact you're having, and you brush it off as if it's nothing.
No, what you have done is come here with an agenda. You come here with loaded questions. You've come here with things taken out of context. You come here with things that you don't understand are satirical, and then you're going to also sit and say that one woman said that her boyfriend changed when he watched one of your videos. And then I don't know what you expect me to say to that. That's
sarcastic and jokes.
No.
That's how you explain the comments you make.
For you to sit down.
Would you like to apologise for any of that?
For you to sit down. For you to sit down. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's easy. For you to sit down and say that one woman said that her boyfriend watched an Andrew Tate video and now he won't do the dishes, or whatever your argument is, and that I'm somehow the worst, most dangerous man in the world because I have a car. It's just disingenuous, and I'm enjoying this interview very much because this shows the world. It's great. It shows the world the truth about the legacy media because they beg me for interviews. They beg me. You have been begging me for months. Please, we need to be relevant. And then you come here with loaded questions trying to paint a picture of me, which is completely and utterly false. I am a good, positive influence for the world. The things I teach men are stoicism, discipline, self-respect, hard work, obeying authority, listening to your fight coach, working hard in school, making as much money as possible in your job. If you actually watch the things I say, if you actually watch my comments about women, I've done long podcasts for hours long about females, talking about protecting for them, providing for them, how I believe women should be treated in a relationship. I've done all of this, but you don't watch any of it, and then you come here and ask me to answer questions I've answered at length thousands of times.
Since you came out of custody, there seems to have been a lot about your charity work.
Correct.
On your social media.
I've always done the charity work, but now I'm promoting it.
There seems to be a real shift.
Yeah.
I wonder what's behind that.
Well, I've always done the charity work. I've been doing the charity work for years. I believe that it's my legacy to leave a positive influence on the world, and I've been doing charity work for over 5 years. Post my incarceration, my unfair, unjust incarceration, may I add. Post that, I've made it more clear the charity work I'm doing. But this is, once again, very interesting. I spend $25 million a year feeding children, male children and female children, in Turkey, in Syria, in Iran, and Iraq. I literally spend $25 million a year feeding children, and I'm still the worst man in the world because 4 years ago I made a sarcastic comment.
Because some people would look at that and say, okay, so before you got money from attracting people to your website by making controversial comments, but that might have got you into trouble, and so now you're looking for a new market. You're looking for a new market of followers who are attracted by a different sort of persona.
I've always done the charity work, so that is obviously incorrect, and I have proof that I've always done the charity work, so you're wrong, firstly. I believe that if you have a lot of wealth, you should help people, and I'm helping people. I also think it's very, very interesting that you could not find another celebrity in the UK.
Dude, do you notice, it's like with Trump, they say this, she says the same sentence over and over again. Right? Like he's some bad man, but she only has one thing to go after him for. Oh, you said something bad about women on the internet. That's all they have.
That's all. They take one thing, and then like the fact that I just don't know how they're still in business. Well, I guess I do. Because the people that run the world that are evil pay for this shit. So
Frank Rizzo says, "See, she is your typical middle-class English woman, well-meaning but generally clueless. England is full of overeducated idiots."
And then, I haven't paid TV license for about 15 years. They want about $200 a year to watch the garbage that you can send. Wait, hold on. It says, all right, Frank Rizzo, he's in the UK, right?
Yeah.
In Great Britain, in London, right? And he says, I haven't paid TV license So apparently they have to pay for their, I guess like paying for DirecTV or something, but they have to pay for these networks. For about, he says he hasn't paid it for about 15 years, that they want about $200 a year, or 200 pounds? 200, yeah, 200
it's probably
pounds
pounds, yeah.
a year to watch that garbage, or they can send you to prison, right? Well, because England's so much better than America, even though America's like, America is Merc. Love it. But the people and the policies now are just shit.
So I'm looking up right here. It says, if you watch or record TV on any channel via any TV service, example, Sky Virgin, Freeware, Freecast, you need to be covered by a TV license. So so what it says here is if you buy your DirecTV, that's fine, but then you also have to pay a license to the government to watch it. That's what it sounds like.
Wait until they probably start doing it here soon too. Also, Andy in Colorado says, okay, yeah. Frank Rizzo also says the BBC doesn't represent hardly anyone here. 1% of Central Londoners. Right on.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Do you know that in London and England, they still have like old laws on the books? So like, let's say you don't pay your credit card bill and they sue you. Next thing you know, they have these people called bailiffs. They show up at your house, they knock on the door, and they're like, you need to pay us $2,000 or else. And you say, well, I don't have it. Next thing you know, your car's getting lifted off onto a freaking tow truck, and they take your car away to cover it.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. There's all these TV shows. I don't know how true it is, but I mean, I watch them sometimes. It's what it's called, like, if you can't pay, we'll take it away. It's crazy, bro.
A layaway takeaway program.
Right?
Frank Rizzo says, sorry, went to the other room for a minute. There's a big campaign to ban the TV license here, as there should be. There should never been one in the beginning.
Yeah, he says.
Yeah, they can get you with really antiquated laws. Eddie's right.
See?
All right, go ahead and run that.
Or anywhere else, who's spending 25 million pounds a year feeding children in war-torn countries. I'm doing that, and I've been doing that for a long time without even mentioning it. I never even said it. And now that I've said it, people are going to attack me for it and say that it's disingenuous. The person in Sudan who's eating the meal, do you think they believe it's disingenuous? No, I think they feel pretty good that Andrew Tate fed them. And to sit here and say that I'm a bad person now because I'm manipulating charity, because I'm using charity, I'm just trying to do good in the world. That's all I've ever been trying to do.
When women speak out against you online, disagree with what you say, they describe being bombarded with rape threats, with death threats, trolling by your followers. Would you like to say anything to your followers about how to behave in that situation?
Absolutely, correct. I would love to do that. First things first, I've yet to see a female stand up and argue with me online. I don't ever.
What's that?
I was saying you can't control what people say and who follows you, and they could pose. It's like Antifa, how they posed as patriots in January 6th and started the shit, right? They were paid to start it, but posed as like Proud Boys or posed as Oath Keepers or posed as whoever, and you know, trying to make a movement or somebody look bad. You know how many trolls I have on that's the point? You know what I mean? I still got videos up of that idiot that says crazed, drugged out infiltrator called me because I called him out for threatening me over text, and I had somebody message me that he was at a bar, so when I went and approached him, you know, he all of a sudden he became the victim, and now I'm drugged out and crazy and all this crazy shit.
Was that the one where the bar was upstairs? Didn't you have to go upstairs to go meet him or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
In Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
Clown, straight clown, threatening me on the text, over text.
Right.
Oh, I'm the king of Cali. You don't belong here, boy. And your family this and all that, and fucking talking crazy shit. So I said, okay, that's cool. I'm not gonna respond over text. I'll see you when I see you.
Dude,
so I had somebody hit me up. He was at a local bar down there in Huntington, and moseyed my way on over and called him out. And one of this, you know, was exposing how fake he was, and he just tried to put up that video. It makes him look like an idiot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so,
you know the guy in a wheelchair, the Antifa guy in a wheelchair in Portland. Well,
Probably, but I don't know.
This guy went all over Twitter. He's going making videos. So yeah, the minute Eddie Block comes to Portland, I'm gonna kick his fucking crippled ass and blah blah blah. Right? So when I show up in Portland, I'm all over YouTube. I'm like, hey dude, I'm here. Come down. I'm here at the Kmart right now. Come on down. Just waiting for you. Never showed up. Never showed up.
Of course not, man.
And the funny thing is,
yeah,
I show up and Tiny's like, Eddie, I need you to do me a favor. I'm like, what's that, Tiny? He's like, you find that little crippled bastard and you handle him. I was like, you got it, bro.
Yeah, man. Nah, it's just so many. It's pointless trying to argue and like, but you can't. But that's the thing is like how if you're being such a renowned network, right? If you have so much influence, how does that make you look trying to use that as an excuse or trying to slander or defame somebody or say that women are getting rape threats and death threats from all the people that don't. If she doesn't agree with what I say and somebody threatens to rape her or threatens to kill her, how the hell is that my issue or my fault?
Right.
Like, how am I held accountable for that? Why? Because those are the type of people that attract them. So what? Butterflies attract a bunch of crazy people too. Does that mean that we should put butterflies to death or cancel butterflies? Like, there's plenty of psychopaths that probably like butterflies, man. That shit don't even make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yet here they are trying to use it as a tactic and trying to just bring any type of negative connotation upon somebody for other people's actions. Again, not holding the accountability for the people that should be held accountable for, yet deferring it off into somebody that they feel threatened by because they have such a major influence. And there lies the problem with mainstream media.
Right. Me and my boys were feeding the homeless in Fresno one day, right? And this Antifa chick walks up and she's like, why are you only feeding them hot dogs? And we're like, because we can feed a lot more people with hot dogs. And she's like, maybe you should buy them a COVID mask and buy them a house and stuff. And we're like, because we can't afford that. We're doing the best we can. And so she's yelling at us. And I look at the guy that's in line. I'm like, are you happy we're giving you hot dogs? Or are you mad that we didn't bring you steaks? He's like, I love the hot dogs. Dude, come every week, you know? So we're trying to do something nice, but Antifa's sitting there trying to throw us under the bus like we're doing something wrong. You know, it's just...
Yeah, it's because they're... I don't understand it, and I don't think I ever will, and I'm not going to try to rack my brain to try to either. People are just idiots. Idiot.
Right. All right, we got 5 minutes left. You ready?
Go ahead. Yeah, run it.
I see hardly any. Only women who message me agree with me. Secondly, I don't think that anybody who disagrees with me, male or female, should be trolled. I don't think they should be insulted or attacked. I think the ideas should be discussed openly and fairly and maturely. It doesn't matter if a man agrees with me or disagrees with me, or a female. I don't think my followers should come along and attack her, and if my followers are doing that, I'm upset by that. But let's make a very important clarification. That's not my followers. That's the internet. If you were to log into any video game lobby, I don't play video games, and someone were to sit there and say something stupid, they would be trolled with similar comments. That's the unfortunate reality of the internet as a whole. That's nothing to do with me. But I encourage all of my followers to engage in open discourse and be fair and honest and talk in a way which is mature. There's no need to troll anybody, male or female.
Okay.
A couple of things. I wonder if it'd be worth giving Andrew one more opportunity to consider whether or not he would like to apologise or give an indication of how he feels about the allegations that he has negatively influenced young people in the UK. And secondly, I think you should put on record that this interview is taking place in your house because you're under house arrest. If it were not for that, then you would have chosen another location. I'm sure we would have negotiated that between us. So I think that's just worth it.
Now she's throwing him under the bus.
Okay. So, just to put on the record then, you said that you've invited us into your house.
Correct.
We're here because you're under house arrest.
Correct.
If you were free to leave, we would have negotiated a more neutral setting.
Don't you think, as the BBC, it would be very interesting to come here and discuss the fact that I was put in a dungeon for 92 days and then locked in house arrest without charge? Don't you think that's a far more interesting conversation than old YouTube snippets? Don't you think that would be interesting?
You're here under house arrest because there's an ongoing investigation into rape and human trafficking allegations against you.
Correct. I've been incarcerated without charge. And don't you think
the rape allegation
it's been dropped?
Has been incarcerated for.
Correct. So I'm incarcerated without charge, and I think that would be a far more interesting conversation than, I guess, Julian Assange is incarcerated without charge, and nobody's interested in that either. So if you actually want to do some genuine journalism and investigation, we could talk about the fact that an innocent man who is yet to be charged with a crime.
Yes, sir.
See how I pointed that out? under house arrest or incarcerated without charge. But that's not a story to the BBC, the news media network or whatever, right?
No.
But how is that? But that's a very valid and fair point that he's bringing up, and it's very powerful because of the fact that if you're listening to what's going on, right, you're gonna see the game. You're gonna see the shift of dynamic, like not the shift, but you're gonna see the whole agenda behind what they're trying to do. They don't care about the truth. They care about what narrative they're trying to push and make somebody look bad. They don't care about, why aren't they talking about, hey, listen, we heard you were accused of this and this, these charges were dropped, but yet you were incarcerated for 92 days. Why? How does that, like, how, why aren't they exposing that?
Because he's not Antifa. If it was Antifa, then they would be asking those questions.
Oh, for sure. They would have made a whole big dramatic movie about it.
They arrested this girl because she's a transgendered Antifa person, and they arrested her for no reason at all. There'd be a big story on that everywhere.
Yeah, but they didn't. Oh, but you know what they didn't? What did we talk about last time? They didn't pull the story on the transgender going in and shooting in the Christian kids, right?
No,
they didn't pull that. Where's that? It's just a joke, dude. This whole thing's a freaking joke. They're just all a joke, my guy. Yep. Pendragon, glad to see you at Brandon. Shout out to Pendragon, man. Thanks for being in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure that you guys share this link. Get other people in the chat, people that you think will be offended. We want to get people that are offended and not just agree either. Yeah. And not get offended, but we got people that are going to disagree with what we're saying too. So because that's how great ideas are brought when two sides of the coin are here. So if you guys know anybody that would be, I don't know, triggered, bring them onto the chat. We'll even try to get them on.
Yeah, well, some Discord.
You still have that thing set up to where people can call in?
Yeah, I got that number, but I haven't changed the number yet. It's still that 666 number.
Oh, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Put it up. If people want to call in, call in.
All right. I'll put it up as soon as this is done, so that way we're totally done with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Has had his liberty deprived of him. And I think that would be a far more interesting angle than talking about me being the most dangerous man in the world beside the car.
And this question about schools being very worried about your influence. Yeah. Boys in primary school or boys as young as 11 are quoting you at school, attacking girls, refusing to respect female teachers. Yeah. Would you like to say anything about that?
I'd like to say a lot. First things first, as I've repeatedly said, and the only reason I keep repeating it is because I'm sure this interview will be edited. I am a positive force for the world, and I teach children discipline. I teach the world discipline, male or female, of any age. And a lot of women listen to me as well. 40% of the people who listen to me are actually female. Secondly, I do understand with my massive influence, and I am now the one of the most influential people on the planet, that I do have to be slightly more careful with things I say. I'm not going to disagree with that. The idea that I said something 5 years ago on a video that got 300 views...
So what do you mean, being slightly more careful?
I'll give you an example. Some of the jokes I made 4 or 5 years ago on a YouTube channel that got 300 views, I would no longer make...
Like what?
Like the OnlyFans joke, the one you mentioned, repeatedly. When she said, my man's car is my car. And then she said she did OnlyFans. And I said, what do you saw on OnlyFans? She said, my tits. And I said, well, those are your man's tits. As a joke, ha ha ha, everybody laughed. The fact that I could do that on a podcast 5 years ago and only got 300 views, now I understand I'm the most influential man on the face of the planet. I would be more careful with certain things I say. That doesn't mean the things I originally said were genuinely out to harm people.
Do you really believe you're the most influential man on the face of the planet?
I'm the most Googled person on the planet.
Do you believe you're the most influential man on the face of the planet?
I'm the most Googled man on the planet.
I think we're done.
Thanks, Lucy. It was enjoyable. Nice to meet you.
She's pissed. You can tell she's mad.
Ladies and gentlemen, and so this is just a prime example of, if you're still watching mainstream media, you're an idiot, because this is not okay. This is not journalism. They did absolutely no research or no context in any of the things that they brought or talked about against him or towards him or attacking him with or trying to say that he said. Receiving intent to chop this up and release it. Yeah, okay, so Mortis Noctu says, LOL, she got triggered by that. Did the BBC even attempt to chop this up and release it? Yes, they did, and you could just go check it out. Just look up BBC interview with Andrew Tate. And you'll see the BBC one pop up probably first or second, but it'll definitely be in the first set of videos because, you know, BBC, whatever. But, so.
What was that other video you wanted me to look up? I forget. It was, Jordan Peterson? Was it Jordan Peterson?
Oh, yeah. When it says you should be a monster.
You should be a
is
monster.
that what I was talking about?
Something about Jordan Peterson. The hero has to be a monster? Is that what it is?
Become a monster? Yeah. It's a dangerous man is a good man.
A dangerous man is a good man?
Yeah, try to see if you can find that one.
Here we go. It's 8 minutes and 37 seconds. Oh, here we go. Here's one shortened.
And this is part of the reason that I'm an admirer of Carl Jung, because Jung makes it very clear that, see, he was very interested in the barriers to enlightenment. Because if there's such a thing as being enlightened, let's say, then why isn't everyone enlightened? If it's just a matter of taking the glorious route and following your bliss, let's say, it's like, well, that sounds pretty easy. Why isn't everyone enlightened? But Jung's thinking isn't like that at all. You know, he believed that in order to transform your personality, that first of all, you had to be disciplined, that's for sure. But you also had to integrate that part of you that was terrible and capable of breaking rules and make it part of you. And so then, and I really like that idea. Well, here's an example. So about 20 years.
Yeah.
Hey, so hold on. Somebody put in the chat, Frank Rizzo put Kathy Newman, Jordan Peterson, Channel 4 interview.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Kathy Newman. Here we go.
It's going to help you. And
So that one's 30 minutes long. Is there a shortened version?
There's got to be a clip for it. Let me see if I can find it.
Like this one's.
Just type in "a dangerous man is a good man" or "a good man is a dangerous man" to see what that pops up.
You said that a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control. How should people become more dangerous?
Oh, becoming more articulate is definitely, that's the primary array of weapons. This is one thing that isn't taught well, especially to boys. It's more important to teach it to boys, I would say, because they're more harmless.
You said that a harmless man is not a good man.
You can't pause these things for some reason. There we go.
It was the one right under it.
The one right under it?
There was the one right under it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we were playing earlier. Wasn't it?
No. The one after.
The one after that? This one right here?
Play the story. The short.
The short, okay. Oh, a harmless man is not a good man, that one?
Yes.
Here we go.
A harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very, very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control, civilized and disciplined, right? And who can use that in the service, well, let's say, of a family. A harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very, very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control, civilized and disciplined, right? And who can use that in the service, well, let's say, of a family.
That what you're looking for?
That's not exactly, that's part of it, I think, but that's not the one I was exactly looking for. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on.
Let's see. This one, men should be dangerous.
Saying men should be dangerous. By dangerous, that implies I should be ready to threaten someone, to hurt somebody.
No, you should be capable of it. But that doesn't mean you should use it. There's nothing to you otherwise. Like if you're not a formidable force, there's no morality in your self-control. If you're incapable of violence, not being violent isn't a virtue. People who teach martial arts know this full well, right? If you learn a martial art, you learn to be dangerous, but simultaneously you learn to control it. Both of those come together. And the combination of that capacity for danger and the capacity for control is what brings about the virtue. Otherwise you confuse weakness with moral virtue. I'm harmless, therefore I'm good. It's like, no, that isn't how it works. That isn't how it works at all. If you're harmless, you're just weak. And if you're weak, you're not going to be good. You can't be, because it takes strength to be good. It's very difficult to be good.
Saying men should be dangerous.
That's so true.
By dangerous, that implies.
And so for the point of that, right, the whole thing is this, is that, you know, like the society today, what they're trying to teach and what they're trying to indoctrinate and mold the generation into being is soft, weak men, so that they have no formidable threat, that their way can, and their agenda can be completed and pulled, you know, and pushed through. See, if you have men who think for themselves, who stand up for themselves, who are very dangerous and capable of violence, yet choose to be good, right?
Yeah.
That is what they fear, and that's how a man should be. He should be able to be. I heard it best from somebody. He says, "Where I could take a life, I could slit a throat and take a life, and in the same day cradle a baby."
Yeah.
Right. You should be able to have those levels of and gears that you switch to as a man. Because a man is going to, if all-out war broke out right now, 98% of, I want to say maybe 99% of the women are going to rely and depend on a man to get them through or protect them through that type of situation. Not saying that every woman needs to rely, but that's just a natural instinct. That's just naturally what it would be. If a group of men were walking up to a woman, she, you know, I don't care how good of a fighter you are, the men are going to overtake her, right? So it would be pertinent to have a beast or an animal or somebody who's just who's a formidable threat, a formidable force, to be there to protect that, to stop that from happening.
Right. You know, most women didn't want to be able to vote because in order to be able to vote, you have to sign up for the military. You have to be willing to serve your country. Draft. And women back in the day, they're like, we don't want that. We don't care about voting. We don't want to go risk our lives fighting in that war we're going to lose. You know?
Yeah. And they did a study, I think it was, I was just watching this somewhere, I forget, not in Sweden, might have been Sweden or a different country where they allowed the men and women to choose what type of occupation, and they did a study on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most women shied away from doing concrete work, doing construction work, doing hard laborious intensive jobs, and that's actually another Jordan Peterson interview.
Yeah.
That he breaks down those statistics in the case study that they did in that country. I forget exactly where it was. But yeah, and it shows that women lean more towards like home jobs, or not home jobs, but like non-physical jobs, right?
Yeah.
And so, which is not abnormal. That's normal, right? But they're trying to make it seem where the women don't have the opportunity as men do, and there's a pay gap wage and all of that, and so like. I don't know. They're trying to soften the men, and they have been. That's why.
But why? Who are they trying to get to attack us? If they're trying to soften us, they're trying to soften us so somebody else can attack us. Who do you think they're trying? So they're working for somebody else, you would think, right?
Well, it's not. I think they're all working for their own agenda. Like they all have an agenda, but it's also there is a nucleus of things, like of people or countries or whatever, that underlining at the end of the day in the Bible, it says it's all going to be one world government, that it's all going to come together as one, or whatever the case is, right? Like that's going to happen. And so I think they're just breeding us for that.
Yeah.
And that's why, we need people like you, me, Andrew Tate, things like that to stand up and bring an awareness and wake people up, wake that line up, man, because like it's not. That's not how it's supposed to be. Things that are being accepted and pushed, and now becoming not marginalized, but like can't think of the word, where it's being normalized is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
It's being normalized it's not.
Well,
and so like it really is on the men to stand up and really do what we have to do to prove and lead by example and take back our positions as men.
Yeah.
And so that's why I really appreciate what Andrew talks about a lot, because he talks about men becoming into their, what they're supposed to be and guiding those who are unsure or misguided or misfed information that are making them soft and weak and saying that, oh, it's okay if you don't win, and it's okay if, just as long as it's not how it's supposed to be, man. Men are competitive, men are hungry, men are violent, men are protective, men are supportive, men are providers. Like, that's what it is.
That's how God made us.
Should be, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
That's how God made us.
Well, that's exactly.
And speaking of this, real quick, Mortis Noctu, he said, "Peace through strength." There was a show a long time ago called Major Dad, right? And so this reporter's asking him. She's like, "Well, you guys are training a lot lately. Are we going to war?" And he's like, "No, we're trying to not go to war." And she's like, "So training helps you not go to war?" And he looks at her and he's like, "Yeah, okay. How about this? Attack me." And she said, "No, you're a trained Marine. You're trained to kill me." And he's like, "Exactly. We train so we don't have to fight." Right? I mean...
Yeah. Well, there's also another quote that I like that I heard. It says, people would never know the violence it took to become this gentle.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. And people would never know the violence it took to become this gentle. And so, I know, looking back in the past in my life and everything that I've been through and everything that I've dealt with and have put myself into, I guess, if you will, situations, but all of those things have taught me how to be gentle, I hate that when the Antifa shit but I was prepared for it. Right? Yeah. When Antifa tried to jump me, I didn't want to fight. I wanted to talk. I wanted to give them a platform. I wanted to understand, and then maybe have some sort of middle ground that we can come to try to show the world. But no, right? They wanted to become violent. And if I was a delicate flower and I was such passive and I wasn't aggressive and I wasn't a beast and I wasn't violent enough to ward off a horde of people, right? I could have lost my life. Right. All over asking people questions, right? And so that's what the thing is that with the mainstream media, why they wouldn't put, they did put that out, but what I meant to say is they won't acknowledge or recognize that type of mentality in a man, because they think that everybody, and it's true, and so, in some cases not everybody's a good person. There's bad seeds. Obviously, the people that tried to jump me and hurt me, they weren't good. They were toxic people. Right. And so, if I wasn't on my preparing myself for war at all times, as far as protection, training, working out, keeping myself in good health, and being mentally aware and focused, and my situational awareness had to be key. And it all came second nature. It wasn't like I was trying. I just, you have to understand the territories that you walk into and the situations that could come about, but also be prepared for that. And so I wanted to be, and I still am, in lead by example. And so people should not fear those who bleed like we bleed, right? If you're coming out with good intentions, just be prepared. If you walk into a situation or a scenario, just know what you're walking into. Also, like I said, if I was some sort of delicate flower, I probably could have lost my life that day.
Oh yeah.
And I wouldn't have been able to, ward off half of them, because they don't have the heart, right? Evil 9 times out of 10 doesn't have the heart. You know what I mean? To go and follow through. They just want to make people feel weak or talk down upon. They want to talk down upon people and make people, lower, and saying that that you're the evil one and all that. And they're just getting off by wanting to, make other people look bad. And when somebody stands against that and points out the facts and their hypocrisy, they just go apeshit, dude. So, a man is supposed to be able to stand up for him and his family and protect them and provide for them, and without question, without a hesitation. Yet, he's also should be capable of taking lives that go against that, right? And so, that's just what it is. But the mainstream media, social norms, and the social, the society, the way they are now, it's just it's taboo to talk like that, right? It's so traditional, it's so old school. You hate women, you're a misogynist. No, everything a man does basically is for a woman, almost. You know, he should be doing it all for himself. If he should be doing it all for God, then himself, and then for the woman. And that's how it should be, in that order: God, man, woman. And,
Right.
and that's how that's. I don't see anything wrong with that, right?
No.
If you're not. I mean, that's how it should be.
Well, like when you get on a plane, what do they say? They say if the mask comes down, put it on yourself first, because you can't save your wife or baby if you're dead. So you got to put it on yourself first so you can save them.
Yeah, you can't help anybody if you can't help yourself.
Right.
And that's a fact.
And that guy who said that quote that you said is Josh the Punk Thompson. I don't know if he's an MMA guy or if it's just but it's here on Facebook. I put it up on the screen.
Okay. Yeah. What do you say, Josh the Punk?
Yeah, Josh the Punk Thompson.
No one will know the violence it took to become this gentle. Yeah, exactly. That's a fact, man. And so I think that's one of the biggest problems in America. Let me see what this is in the chat real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, and the number's up if they want to call.
Oh yeah, guys, call into the show if you guys want to get a call in. You want to speak whatever you have in your mind. You want to say what's up to us. You want to say hi to Eddie Block or your boy. Call it in. The number was up there.
559-666-4347.
559-666-4347. Make sure that you guys, if you want to give a call in, We'll say what's up, get you on the air. Let's see, that was Kathy Joseph Peterson. That was one of Tiffany's voices. Okay, yeah. Frank Rizzo again. Jordan Peterson's incredible journey to God on YouTube is amazing. Okay, I want to check that out actually. Maybe we'll do a live stream on that next.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Jordan Peterson's incredible journey to God. All right. Mortis Noctu says Peterson is so on point with that. Gotta have the ability to unleash hell to preserve liberty and virtue and innocence if necessary. Yes, absolutely. Peace through strength. Sweden just closed their borders. Multiculturalism has failed, according to the Prime Minister, to the PM. Okay. I think there is a global version of gang warfare going on, fighting for absolute control. Who owns BlackRock, Larry Fink? But why did the Fed put him in charge after the crash? Now, I have to look into that because I have no idea what that is. They are taking out all the institutions. They're going after the communities, the family unit, the children. Even Bud Light is connected. If all of America's biggest corporations get boycotted, what happens? The economy crashes, and watch all the big companies fall like dominoes that do. Agreed, brother. Agreed.
Hope so. Shoot, I don't drink Bud Light anymore. I used to.
Let me see if there's one video that I want to pull up real quick. Is
it on YouTube?
Yeah. I'm looking it up real quick.
Frank says, I protected my woman from so much stuff. I saved her from addiction, the vaccine, and now she attends church and loves her new life. Got to go. God bless the Proud Boys, Donald Trump, and America. Well, thank you, Frank.
Okay. All right, so let's go to. Okay, there's a video. Andrew Tate on why having female friends is pointless. Hold on. Let me get something more relevant to what we're talking about here. Let's see.
Man, you got a lot of women in that video.
Oh yeah, that's on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Okay. Actually, there's this Best of Andrew Tate and podcast, funny top G moments. See if you can pull that one up.
All right, let's see.
Should be him and like a bald guy.
Funny top G moments.
Yeah, the second one.
All right, here we go.
And about 3 days later, every teachers union from Norway to Australia to the UK to America, teachers unions were coming out saying that young boys aren't listening in school anymore because they keep asking the teacher what color their Bugatti is.
Hold on, somebody's calling in. Hold on, somebody's calling in. All right, you're on the show. Hello? Hello? Oh, wait, hold on one second.
Hello, you're on That's the Point.
Here you go. Now he's on. Sorry. Here you go. Hello. They're not talking.
Can't hear him. Hello?
Question for you guys.
Go for it.
There we go.
I was just wondering what the current state of the Proud Boys is. I haven't really heard or seen much of them in the last year or so.
Well, I don't know anything about that, so you're asking the wrong person here, but I don't know. Brandon, you know anything about that?
Who?
Yeah, me and Brandon are no longer associated with the Proud Boys, so we can't give you any information. And even if we did, we couldn't.
Gotcha.
We couldn't.
All right. Yeah, I kind of.
Well, all right. Put it
All
like
right.
this.
I was just wondering.
Here, hold on. Brandon's going to answer you.
I was going to say, I haven't, after moving from Cali for a while, I've been traveling a lot, so I haven't really been involved in talking with anybody. But as last that I know, everybody was supposed to just lay low, chill out, stay out of the media. There's a lot of hits going out, like hit pieces and attacking going on by the feds and the government and trolls and mainstream media. So put it like this: a lot of I may or may not, why I became proud. Well, I was never a Proud Boy. I'm going to get canceled already. I can't talk about this on air, sir. I'm sorry. Well, put it like this: everybody. I hope they're all doing good, and I hope they're all laying low and staying out and just doing the right thing and leading by example in their communities and being that example of how people should be protecting their communities and be taking care of their families and their situations and handling their business. So I couldn't speak on the total state of everybody because I have no idea. I haven't dealt with anybody or talked to anybody as a journalist in that realm for a while. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it had something to do with all the media and figured that everyone would be laying low. I just hadn't heard anything on them.
Yeah, we can't talk. We really can't get into details or nothing.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
But if you watch all these drag queen shows, you'll see people out there. I won't say who they are, but I mean.
You're probably seeing them. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
They're not. There's no colors. There's no colors being flown on the ships.
But they're still out there protecting people. I can guarantee you that they're out there to protect people. So.
That's what they're originated for, or not originated for, but that's what they turned into.
Like every time we went into events in Sacramento, or we're going to one in he left, or like we go into one in Hollywood, we would be walking people to their cars, and it's sad that we have to do that. There shouldn't be a need for us to have to walk people out to their cars, but it is.
That's the state. That's the state of. That's how the mainstream media has created this society to become, because the people that are out there are really only getting their information from the mainstream medias and the lies and the twist of the truth.
Yep.
It's just yeah.
That's why you got to get on Rumble, Brandon. Because
I hope everybody's out there doing good, laying low, doing their thing, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pray for the guys in prison right now. Pray for Enrique. Pray for Rufio. Zach.
Pray for all the J6 people locked up, man, that are getting freaking railroaded.
Joe Biggs.
So stupid.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. And that's why we got to get Brandon on Rumble, because you notice the mainstream media controls everything, right? YouTube controls us. Yeah. We can't say anything on YouTube right now because we'll get kicked off. So
yeah, I gotta figure out how to start live streaming on Rumble and all that. And it's just tough because all my subscribers are here, and then you can't really get them to transfer over there.
Well, you know what's funny? So I was worried about that too, right? And as soon as I switched to Rumble when I got kicked off YouTube a couple weeks ago, freaking my numbers doubled the first day. So I was worried that I was going to lose subscribers, but what it is YouTube shadow bans us so much that I actually had more followers on Rumble the first day than I ever did on YouTube. So
right on. Well, yeah, I got to go into my Rumble account and check and see what's going on with that, because I haven't done it in a while, and I don't have it on my... I didn't have it on a laptop. I had it on my thing. I got to get a webcam, because I'm still on my phone right now. I got to get a webcam for this laptop and then a mic, so I can start being more professional again. Super Puerto Rican with it.
Puerto Rican.
But, all right, let's run this clip. I want to watch this. Oh, is there any calls coming in?
Not yet. You'll hear it.
So if I do my side of the bargain, I want your side of the bargain, which is I want to feel respected in the household.
Okay. So that's cooking meals, I'm assuming.
Well, truthfully, I eat out most of the time.
Yeah.
But this is actually one of the problems I have. I want you guys to feel sorry for me. Maybe with your big channel, we can start a charity and get some money going. Because you know what happens now?
What?
My life, I'm flying on private jets. I'm eating in all these restaurants. I'm driving all these supercars. And it's very hard for me to find a way for women to show me respect. Because they're just like on the jet, duh. I go to the restaurant, duh. They're in the club, duh.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I mean? And they're like, and most dudes are happy just get bit pussy.
Right.
But like, who doesn't want to fuck me? So
Yeah.
duh.
Right.
Duh.
So how can she add, and also too, I worry if I am too submissive, will he not respect me?
No. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Get rid of that stupid shit.
That won't respect me crap. That's not real.
Is that real? Really?
You know what? So many women say to me, you're so, Andrew, you know what? You're so rich, but you're smart and you're actually very intelligent. And I know you'd get really bored of a robot. And I'm sitting there thinking, bitch, I wish to God you were a robot. You better shut the fuck up. We talk about star signs? Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Tell me more about Sagittarius rising, you idiot. I don't give a fuck. Give me a robot. All men want robots. That's all we want.
Yeah.
4 wives, robots, inshallah. Put the Burke on.
Yep.
What are you talking about? We don't care. 2 coffees. Yeah. That's it. It's nice and easy. There's no such thing as too submissive. There's no such thing. I'm never going to look at a beautiful woman who does everything I say and go, you know what? You do too much of what I say. I want to go get some disagreeable bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
On one planet.
But Cobra, let me tell you what you're saying. If there's truth to it, and judging by my husband's reaction, listen, we've had world famous comedians sit across from him. He's never spit coffee out of his nose like he just did for you.
It's because it's like, you know what it is? Sometimes you see these videos of these guys that are lost, and then they walk into a church, and then the preacher says like the exact right thing from the Bible, and the guy's like, "Oh my God, this is what I needed." I feel the same way right now. I feel like
I love to hear that, friend. I love to hear that. Thank you.
It's really good to have you here. And speaking, if I could be, I don't know, to borrow from them, I think you're kind of speaking the gospel right now.
Well, the truth is, you know what's crazy about all of this? Because when people attack my views, what they don't understand is that the relationships I'm describing are not just perfect for the man. Women are absolutely happy serving a man they respect. Women are absolutely happy saying, you know what? I know I have the best man on the planet, and I know I make him happy. Women are happy with that.
Yeah, that's true.
They're far more happy with that than they are working some fucking career.
Yeah.
And some garbage.
Think about this real quick. You cannot be the best man you can be without having the support of your wife. Am I wrong? Isn't that how it works?
I think that you should be the best man you can be before you find a wife.
Okay.
I think you should already be the best man that you can be before you commit and bring somebody else into it. Me personally. Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, right? That's not saying that. What it's saying is that you should be the best that you can be beforehand. A woman does not play a role in the man becoming who he is. It shouldn't. A man should become who he is because of his willpower, his desires. If he's a good person, he's going to be doing good things. A woman should not take place in that, or should not have a role in that, right?
But doesn't she add to it when you get married?
Huh?
Doesn't she add to it when you get married by doing the cooking and the cleaning and making sure you're well fed and
it makes his life easier.
Yeah.
That's what it should be, a positive addition, not something that comes in and changes. All relationships, for a man and a woman, anybody entering somebody else's life, it should not be a change, or I should not be motivating you or pushing you to do what you do. I'm with you because...
Sorry, someone's calling in.
Right.
Hey, what's up? You're on the air.
Guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Who is this?
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mordin calling in.
What's up,
Mordin
my friend?
Yo.
What's going on,
So,
man?
dude, it's crazy. What's up? It's so annoying how half of Andrew Tate's bit is like he's doing stand-up comedy over there, joking around and everything. And they take all of his sarcastic and comedic type content and frame it as if he's being legitimate and fully, like real about what he means in that moment. So they're taking everything out of context, which is really annoying. Like that chick in the interview, constantly repeating the straw man red herring arguments. I also wanted to let you guys know a tactic that Salty Cracker Inviva and Barnes use on Rumble is they'll start live streams on Rumble and YouTube at the same time, and then halfway through the show, they'll tell everybody on YouTube that we're switching to Rumble, shutting off the stream, so everybody go over there. It helps drag people off of the YouTube platform, which is
I like that.
which will.
I like that.
We've been doing it. Like on my show, I do I have my intro song is 5 minutes. So as soon as the intro song is done, I'm like, sorry guys, we're on Rumble now. Shut them down.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Speaking of intro music, I'm gonna slap something together for you.
I gotta somehow figure out that Rumble shit, man.
What are you talking about? You got me. Just get your password set up again and do like you did for YouTube. Just send it to me and I'll take care of the rest.
All right.
I'm your technical guy, right?
That's true.
Here, you guys talk for a second. I'm sorry. I got to take a little Eddie break here. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead. So what's up?
Oh, Donnie.
So I'm gonna put together some music. Yeah, you like metal style music?
Of course.
Nice. So
What do
I'll
you
put
think
together
will go
some
with the
theme
show?
music.
Do you have anything? Do you have anything already pre-made that I could sample or listen to?
Yeah, I've got some stuff I could send you that you could check out, my production style and everything. I was thinking about some options. You could have like sort of a chugging breakdown type theme that sort of fades into the show, or you could have something more riffing and melodic. It just depends on how you feel like you want to present the program. What are your ideas?
Okay, yeah. Dude, yeah, I'm stoked about that, man. Yeah, send me the sample. Do you got my email?
Yeah, I saw it in the chat, so I will. I'll email you shortly, and we can start collaborating on that.
Yeah, and then once you email me, then I'll send you an email back, and I'll give you my number, and then we'll link up. We'll talk.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm glad that you're covering this whole Andrew Tate situation, because he gets such a bad rap in the media, and it's just ridiculous. But, you know, more people need to be pushing the truth and fighting back, and I'm really glad to see that you're back on the scene. How long ago did you move out of Cali?
Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit, but yeah, no, I agree with you, and that's why I am bringing it back. That's why I am bringing it up to the forefront now, and I'm going to be talking about it. I actually, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys too. So ever since I did hear about Tate, maybe like last year, I think was it last year? Maybe a year before that, whatever. I started writing for young men a motivational guidance book, like a step-by-step guide kind of, and how to become a better man, right? How to get forward in all aspects of life, being motivated and what it takes, and it breaks down. So I wrote a little book that I'm going to be publishing. I think this month coming up. It's going to be July. So yeah, so next month. Next month I'm going to be publishing the book, and yeah, if you guys, I'll be posting it up. I don't know where I'm going to post it. So if you guys have any, what's it called? Any insight or recommendations? That's what I was looking for the word. I couldn't think of the word. If you guys have any recommendations on who to go through to publish it and stuff like that, I'm still, I'm still working that out. It's my first time, and so I hope you guys will. If you guys check it out, I hope you guys enjoy it. I want to make it an ebook to where it's like available for everybody immediately.
Nice.
And all right, let's see.
I'll talk to my friends at Alex Jones show. They might know.
Kindle Direct Publishing. You can go on Amazon and upload your documents, and they give it a quick review, and it's out immediately in ebook or softcover or hardcover, however you choose. Amazon KDP. Kindle Direct Publishing. I know it's Amazon, but it's the way to at least get it done.
Nice.
KDP, you said? Amazon KDP?
Yep, you got it.
Sweet.
Okay, right on. Yeah, I'm gonna go check it. Once later on tonight, I'm gonna go look that up and try to see if I could just, because that's the thing. I have it all written down. I just want to, like, I'm super lazy when it comes. I just want to be able to like copy paste, send it, and upload it to them, and then they put it together, and then that's what I'm hoping for. So.
And he asked you, his question was, how long ago did you move out of California?
Say it again?
Oh, yeah. I was just,
He was wondering how long ago you moved from California. When did you move out of Cali?
More important, you did
March of 2022 is when I moved out of Cali.
Nice. Haven't you been doing that armored up medieval combat type stuff? Did you do that?
So I haven't done that since my last fight I think was right before COVID. Right before COVID hit, like January or something like that, 2020. That was the last time I did the armor combat. But no, I've been traveling, doing I've been skydiving, and I'm packing parachutes and skydiving now. I'm working maintenance at a drop zone right now, and jumping and got my coach rating. I am now officially a USPA skydiving coach. Thank you.
Congratulations.
So I'm working on. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm working on becoming a TI eventually. AFF instructor is the next step, and that requires a lot of jumps. So I got to catch up on my jumps too. But yeah, so I've been traveling. I left Cali. I went to Texas. Then I went to Florida. Then I went to Massachusetts, and then Hawaii, and then I came back. To where I'm at in Alaska right now.
Round trip, nice. Speaking of flying through the air, I'll stop hogging all the air.
I may or may not be in like mainland Alaska, if that makes sense. That doesn't make any sense at all.
He may or may not be in Alaska. We're not going to say where. He's at an undisclosed
Undisclosed military location.
All right, I'll let somebody else call in. Great talking to you guys. Thanks for all the good work.
Hey man, thanks for the call, brother, and send me that email. We'll get linked up real quick.
You got it. Later, brother.
Right on. Have a good day. Man. All righty. There you go.
All right, so let's see. Hold on. Keep going with the video real quick. I want to watch some of the clips. These clips are just like some of the funniest stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's not giving homage. It's just I don't know. It's just amazing to me how these people. Let's see.
You're showing them background. You're showing them the background of what they're taking out of context.
Yeah.
Oh, I have thoughts and opinions and a job.
Yeah, shut the fuck
up. Have kids,
dumb
sit
bitch.
at home, be quiet, make coffee.
Yeah.
And it makes everybody happier in the long run. It's good for everyone. I don't know how this is even controversial anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, he's not saying like really going to be talking to somebody like that. He's just saying that it's just how people can take that out of context, but he's also saying it funny, like he's talking shit, and that's okay, you know? Like, you just got to be able to be smart enough to, like, understand
his
like, the motives and the behind it. You can't be like, oh, he said this, that's what he meant for sure. Like, that's the whole issue, right? So
yeah. And a blind dude, I don't think Brandon can answer that question. He wants to know how many beatdowns did you give that were not on video. Well, I don't think he wants to talk about that. Trying to get him arrested?
I didn't get caught on video. I don't know. I've only fought on video ever in my life.
Brandon's not a fighter. He's a lover.
Exactly. But to be a lover, you have to be a fighter. That's what Keanu Reeves said.
Right?
Because if you don't have love, that's worth fighting for.
Oh man, I got to get that new John Wick 4 video too. I forgot.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I don't think I saw. Oh yeah, I did see the third one.
My buddy, I have a friend I went to college with who I actually taught how to edit video. He actually edited John Wick 4. I was like, you got the job, but I didn't.
If you go on my Facebook, I don't know if you can see if you're friends with me on Facebook. I changed my settings, like the like we're from public to like friends only type thing. But yeah, all the stunt people on there, dude. I have a couple of stunt people that are posting up their stuff from being in John Wick 4, all the stunt guys and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we got you working out here. That's not never mind. That doesn't look like. Did you get a new house? That wasn't where I went. Let's see.
No, that's south of where you were at.
Okay.
Same place, just different location.
How long ago did you spot? I can't find it.
What are you talking about?
How you were talking? You're showing your friends from John Wick 4.
Wait, What were we just talking about?
You said go to my Facebook page and there's a video about John Wick. All your friends who are stunt doubling on John Wick.
Oh no, it's not. It's not on my page. It's in my feed. Like
Oh,
that's
it's
what I
in
meant
your
to say.
feed. Oh.
Yeah, like on my feed, like when I go scroll through all my friends and stuff like that on their posts that they post.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I can't find it then, because I'm not unless I'm on theirs. I can't find it.
Yeah, you'd have to be logged into my page to see it.
I got you. And you see this girl right here, Shiva Bagheri, one of your friends?
Which one?
Shiva. You know Shiva Bagheri? I think that's how you say her name. She's actually the person who's in charge of the Beverly Hills events. She runs them.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
Okay. All right, never mind. Just making sure.
I remember. Bagheri, Bagheri, Shiva Bagheri.
Yeah, she's a cool chick. All right.
Let's see.
Hit play on this for you.
The reason I feel compelled to say the things I say and do the things I do, etc., is because I live in a country where there's no femme-centric government that's going to come and destroy me. And also in my relationships with females, there's no woman telling me, Andrew, just put the mask on. Andrew, just be quiet. Andrew, it's late. Don't lose your job. Andrew, the kids, blah, blah, blah. They're just sucking men down the pit.
So hold on. Do you mean to tell me that Cobra Tate will not be married, will not be tamed?
It's not about being tamed or married. I don't believe in marriage in terms of an institution, not because I am against the idea of loving a woman, but I'm so anti-government. I don't want them to have anything to do with me, especially where my dick goes. So fuck them.
Yeah.
So I refuse to sign the piece of paper because I just don't want to deal with governments more.
Okay. So there won't be a Mrs. Cobra Tate. But
No, listen, if I meet a woman and point.
Yeah. You.
She's Mrs. Cobra Tate.
Yeah.
I don't need the government to give me any kind of fucking approval.
Have you met a woman yet that you go,
What do you mean?
Mrs.
That's
Cobra
all I fucking do. What are you talking about? I'm just bump. You got a sister, bitch?
Bump.
Wait, you think I'm playing games?
Do you
think I'm playing games?
Hold on, though. Have you had a serious relationship?
I have many concurrent serious relationships
Oh, wow.
as we speak.
Are you poly?
No, because that means they can talk to other dudes. That's fucking haram. That's atrocious. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Agreed. Throughout the majority of human history, female promiscuity has been absolutely frowned upon. Only in the Western world we're going to pretend it's an okay thing. Every single culture since the dawn of human time and every single place on the planet has said that female promiscuity is disgusting to the point where females were executed for it.
Yeah.
And most of the world today...
As they should be.
Get the rocks.
Yeah.
Abdul?
Yeah. Get the rocks.
Get the rocks.
Yep.
In most of the world today, it's still frowned upon. It's unacceptable.
Now, just so everybody knows, he's joking around here, right? He's not being serious. Yeah, facetious.
Being facetious, dude.
Right? I just don't want people coming on here saying, you believe this stuff? He's joking around, folks.
Well, see, that right there is one of the issues too. It's like all of a sudden now we have to worry about losing followers or people talking shit now on trolling because of something that we are listening to, and we understand what faceticism is and like being facetious and like we understand the context of what people say and how they say it, because we're also influenced. We're people that are on social media that have understand that's how people could take it. And for me, I'm at the point to where I really don't care. If you don't want to subscribe anymore, or you want to leave to unsubscribe, or you want to troll and talk shit and say that, oh, he's a misogynist or he's this, he's that, whatever, dude. I don't know you. I don't if you're gonna hate and not follow context or not understand context, not understand what jest is, right? If they don't have the time to take that, this is not somebody I care to engage with anyway. Whatever, say what you want.
He brought up the Proud Boys.
You're not going to beat my ass about it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. So, I really don't care if they did take it the wrong way, because then you know what? That's on them. I know what I meant. I know what I mean, and I know who I am. I don't need to prove that to nobody. If somebody wants to take it and they'd be like, oh, well, he supports this type of mentality, and he's like, oh, whatever. Say what you want. Whatever. That's not going to affect me.
Yeah.
Right. And I shouldn't, and it shouldn't, and that's why, and also we shouldn't be in fear of that either,
Right.
and so if by now if people know us enough, if they've been following us, a lot of people have been on my channel, a lot of people on your channel have been following us since the beginning, know who we are. That's why they're still around, right? If they still really thought that we were like that,
They would have bounced.
They wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So shout out to all the long-time supporters and know who we are, man.
Heck yeah.
Know how we get down.
But in like any men's group you joined, I mean, when you guys are in private group text, you know, any group of men, it's all talking shit, right? You know, like you say something and they're like, oh,
men banter, dude.
yeah, that's what we do, and it's all jokes, you know. Like I could say, well, oh, you mean like I fucked your mom last night, Brandon? You know, and he wouldn't get mad because that's just our way of messing with each other, joking around.
We shit talk. We understand what the level of respect has never been questioned. That's the issue. That's the thing. Not the issue. That's the thing. Is like when you're dealing and talking with people like that, you know, and people are joking with you. First of all, they'll probably only be joking with you because they're on the level of understanding and respect that, you know, you that is understood that I'm not going to have to take it to where you're trying to attack me.
Yeah.
Right. In a sense of like you're trying to hurt me or whatever the case is. And so, you know, that's just what it is. People could accept that or not. That's not really, like I said, that at the end of the day, it's what you got going on in your head is not my issue.
Right. Like there's some men, if they're not joking around with you like that, that means they don't like you. They joke around with you because they like you, because they trust you. They're not joking with you.
I only talk shit to people that I like, I fuck with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I don't fuck with you, I don't talk shit to you. If I fuck with you, we gonna talk shit. That's the term of endearment.
It is. And that's what people don't
really
get.
Is.
All right, here we go. Back to Andrew.
Yeah. Whereas every single king and sultan and sheikh since the dawn of human time had multiple women. Men are allowed multiple women. Women are not allowed multiple men. Because if a woman has multiple men, you cannot ensure paternity. And the modern science of the devil, just because we can work out how the dad is, doesn't mean the actions are acceptable.
That's
true. Under the will of God. I can walk and have 10 wives behind me. That's perfectly acceptable.
So
if a woman has 10 men, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely vile.
Yeah.
Females should not talk to any man besides her brothers, her father, and the man she's with. If she truly loves me, she should want as much help as possible to cater to me and serve me and make me coffee. She should encourage me to get more wives.
Amen.
Sounds like Sharia law is your. Wait, so
I'm a Christian.
Have you ever? What's the longest you've been in a monogamous situation?
Monogamous?
No.
So wait. You mean her being monogamous to me or me being monogamous to her?
The latter. Ever happened? Will it ever happen?
I don't see the point. I don't see the advantage.
Children.
I can have children while fucking another bitch. Watch me.
But here's the deal, man. But they will drain your finances. Multiple baby mamas.
Nobody drains my finances. I'm the big G. I don't think you understand. You cannot drain the big G's finances. The biggest mistake you could possibly make, the biggest mistake a female could possibly make is trying to go to war with me. She could come and say, please, can I have this? The baby needs diapers, whatever. Maybe. Okay, fine.
Maybe.
But if you were to, maybe. That little fucker can shit on the floor for free.
Yeah.
But if you're going to come to me with like a legal letter or something, you're going to get
Pause for a second.
Yeah, we're paused.
All right, so check this out. Hold on. There is. Let's see. There's a video. I'm trying to find it real quick. Okay. Now, if you just type in in YouTube, look up Tate speech. Tate, all one word.
Yep.
Okay, let me see the videos. Click that top one.
This one's 10 days old.
Why I think I fight.
What's that?
What is one?
This one's 10. It's like it's only 10 days old. This is like from 10 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You want an older one?
Wait, hold on. Wait. It says you need to work harder.
You need to work harder. Let me type in work
it's
harder.
It's like him with black. It's like a black and white.
Here we go. This one.
Yeah, it's the top one right there.
Motivation isn't real. Everyone says this. Motivation is not real. Discipline's real. I do not feel like training, but I still train because I'm a disciplined individual. You don't get to go through life only doing the things you feel like doing. So this is down to you, my friend. And listen, you may feel fired up for 10 minutes after this little talk, but you're not going to feel fired up forever. You need to put systems in place. You need to get discipline. You need to get an atmosphere of people around you who are going to keep you accountable and not make it easy for you to continue to be a fucking nobody. And then you're going to fix your life. Otherwise, you're going to stay a nobody.
You're tired. You don't want to work. You want to go to sleep and just relax. You do it fucking anyway.
That is the most basic imperative of the masculine frame, which has been destroyed in real time. They are trying to convince you that you should act how you feel. You should show more of your feelings. If you feel this way, you should show it. If you want to cry, cry. What I'm saying is the reason they're trying to bring out emotionality in you is because of exactly what Myron said. Most of the time, you don't feel like doing the things you're supposed to do. But the true masculine frame throughout history was doing the things they didn't want to do, but they knew they had to do because they had honor and duty. That's what honor and duty means. Do you think the men on the Titanic wanted to stay on the fucking Titanic? No, we're men. We have to stay. We're scared, but we must. It's our duty to let the women and children on the lifeboats. This is masculine duty. A good man controls himself. I have absolute self-control. Emotional control is absolutely and utterly important as a man. I'm saying that you need to understand as a man, there are certain principles under which you act, regardless of how you feel. I can wake up in a terrible mood. I can wake up sad. I can ache. I can have a busy day, stressed, etc. I will complete the same tasks as if I woke up in a fantastic mood. I'll do the same things because how I feel has no bearing on the things I'm going to do in my day because I have duty to myself and to my bloodline. Because you think there's something wrong with you. You go, well, I lack motivation. I don't have the motivation to go to the gym. Well, here's the news flash. Neither did I. And I still did it. So now what are you going to say? Now you have no excuse, right? Oh, you're scared to get in the ring. So was I. I still did it. Scared to get in the cage. So was I. I still did it. Being a man isn't about not feeling things. It's about acting the way you're supposed to act.
All right, so with that, I got a question for you. You know, every time you went out, you would go in the middle of Antifa by yourself, you and your cameraman, and ask questions of Antifa, huh?
Yeah, if I had a cameraman.
If you had a cameraman, right? Were you afraid going to do this?
Never afraid. Maybe anxious. I wouldn't say afraid. I just more have like an adrenaline
rush.
Like not an adrenaline rush because I don't know how to explain it, man. It's not. I was never afraid though, because if I was afraid, I don't know, because I don't think I've tried to groom myself and teach myself like there's nothing to be afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through so much shit, dude, that it's hard to make me like scared. Like I don't get scared. Like joking around, if I'm walking around the corner, my friend jumps out at me, then they catch me off guard. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, that'll scare the shit out of me. Yeah, but like not like knowing a situation. This is the thing. I make decisions and I do things. What I do when I do things, when I choose to make a decision, I've already in my head, I've overcome anything that could be considered an afraid, a weakness, a roadblock. I've overcame that already, because if not, then I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. Blind Dude says anxious.
Push forward.
Anxious is anxious the feeling? That's what Blind Dude says, anxious.
Blind Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like it might be, anxiety, not anxiety, but being anxious, being like excited, but also understanding and prepared for what can happen. Right? So it's not that I'm afraid of it, because I'm never afraid. Because if I was afraid, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like that doesn't make sense. That's why I don't believe in being afraid of things or having fear. Fear is not of God, bro. A man should not walk around with fear at all. And so that's how I mentally have trained myself and have expelled those physical reactions and natural, I guess, biological, chemical reactions in the body. I've trained my mind to not allow that to be a negative. I've trained it to turn it into a fuel, right? That's why they say take that anger, take your whatever, and turn it into fuel to do something positive. Well, that's what it is, right? Yeah. So, the majority sane people would have some sort of be a little afraid to walk into a gang of people that are masked up with weapons, right? Like that would be naturally, you would think that would cause somebody to be afraid, but not that's. But for me, as a man, being a man, I know that I'm not afraid of it, dude. Like I've never been afraid.
Yeah.
That's not being cocky. That's not being confident. That's just being factual. And
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to hide or prove or lose to saying that I was afraid or I wasn't afraid. But the question to the answer to your question is no, I was never afraid.
Right on.
Yeah.
Like Derek, you remember the Derek Chauvin trial? You know, the George Floyd stuff. So I was there. Me and my boy Tyho were there for the announcement. Right, I'm right in front of the courthouse. I'm like 2 feet away. Like I worked my way to the very front. I'm 2 feet away from his girlfriend and his mom. Right, as they're having this, and I'm waiting for the riots to happen. I mean, I'm surrounded by BLM and Antifa. You know, and my heart was racing. But I think you're right. It's not being scared. You're just ready. You know.
You got to have that. Yeah, the engine's got to start revving up before it has to be go time. If it is, the engine the engine needs to be warmed up.
Oh yeah.
And so I guess that biologically and chemically internally is like waking your senses and your abilities up. You know what I mean? It's like rumbling the fucking gas tank, dude. It's gnarly.
Yeah.
This is blind dude says when I watched Brandon, he seemed like he just wanted someone to touch him. I like that. No, dude, I don't ever. You think how many times I tell people don't put your hands on me? Don't touch me. I don't want you to touch me. I don't want to fight. I do not want to fight. But when we do, I love it. And that's why I don't like it.
Right?
You know what I mean? And so I don't ever want, it should never come to violence. Never. However, it has to sometimes. And that's what, that's the extreme you want to take it to. Be ready to deal with the consequences if you're not prepared.
Yeah, that's why you kept telling him, "Hey, get your boy away from me. He doesn't want none. Get your boy away from me." And he still got in your face.
Yeah, dude. It's like I don't want to get violent, but I also know that I don't want to get violent because I've been through enough violent situations. That's why he says nobody will ever know the violence it took to become this gentle. Like I literally, what he says. So I am right. No. I don't want nobody to touch me. That you're wrong. I don't want anybody to touch me.
Except for your girl. Except for a girl.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's different.
Unknown caller. Oh, sorry, that's my dentist calling me. That's
all right. On. Bring him on the chat, man. Hi, Dad.
What? Yeah, you guys want to hear about how expensive it is to get 2 new teeth?
Oof.
Because they're caps, so now they're going to put in implants. Can you guess? I'm in California, so how much do you think 2 implanted teeth are going to cost me?
I think they're going to cost around like maybe $8 to $10 grand a piece.
You're very close. It was $19,000 for both of them.
So yeah, so 8,500 a piece. No, wait.
No, 9,500. 9,500 a piece.
That's 9,500 a piece. Yeah. Okay, so damn, I'm spot on down there.
Right? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Dude, I get it, bro. That's insane, especially in Cali.
Right.
I mean, it's normal for Cali, but it's just insane.
Heck yeah. He said, "I guess it was me that wanted somebody to try something." Yeah, but that's how a lot of viewers are. People watch NASCAR not for the race; they watch it for the crash, right?
Yeah, and I understand that too. Not a lot of people. Nobody cares about the well-being of me. Actually, it's not about that they care. They just want to see the inciting contents because they make them feel some type of way, and that's okay too. Whatever, dude. I'm gonna do what I do regardless. And if something touches you, or something moves you and it motivates you to become a better person, cool. If it motivates you to become somebody that's not a better person, that's on you. I don't condone becoming worse.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the same time, yeah, that's why also too, like when I went out there, I have to check myself, dude, because if I go out there with that mentality all the time, and any time that I go out there and like I'm looking for trouble, and I want the end result to be that, then I'm gonna get what I'm looking for, right? And I'm not gonna be protected. Then I'll wind up going to jail. Like, I wind up getting hurt myself. But I know for a fact, because of my mindset and how I connected it with God and everything, is like my intentions were never that. So when it did get to that level, I was protected under my, I guess, righteous intention. Even though our righteousness are like filthy rags unto God, he still knew my heart, right? My heart was good. And so he protected me, and he gave me the ability and the foresight and the being able to, see things in the moment, and situational awareness, and being able to, God gave that to me, bro. Like, you could train as much as you want, dude, but like, God gave me the ability to be able to see that, because I feel because I didn't have that intention to do that. So therefore he was going to protect his, people, his child. So
yeah,
that's what I gotta say.
Blind dude said, no, I knew that you would be fine. You proved yourself over and over again. I see the lefty get flipped. I like to see the lefty get flipped. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, no, I hear you. No. And I respect you. I respect that. Me personally, I don't ever want to see somebody get hurt. Me personally. Like, I don't like to see that. I don't want people injured. Like, I don't want people to get beat up. I love seeing the underdog come out on top always. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, that's the last thing I want to happen to somebody. Even though with our own selfish ways and our own things, sometimes we like to see, people get paid their dues, and that's okay too, But I'd rather not have to dish out any collection payment or collection, for.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I have to, clearly, we're
there.
Know.
Oh yeah. Dude, we were in Sacramento, and I see this Antifa kid swinging a chain at this woman, right? And so, and like, this guy's like looking around like for help, and so I roll up to the woman. I'm like, "Are you all right?" She's like, "No, he's swinging the chain on me." So I step up to Antifa. I'm like, "Dude, swing the chain on me. Why are you gonna swing it on that woman?" And I mean, that's the kind of stuff we got to do. Whatever happens.
Can you make our screen bigger?
You? Oh,
like when
we're talking?
Like when we talk?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I should do that right now. There we go. It should be bigger now. Do you see it yet?
I can't see anything yet, but hold on.
I switch it to what we're looking on Discord, so it takes up the whole screen.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, guys, also, too, while we're on the live chat, man, if you guys want to call in, guys, 559-666-4347, 559-666-4347. Give a call in. We'll get you live on the show. We'll discuss some topics, whatever you guys want to talk, or whatever you guys took out from this video, what you guys think about Andrew Tate. What is your opinions? Do you know about him? Have you ever heard of him before? He's showing up in all social medias. I mean, almost every other video that I scroll through, man, he's popping up. And there's a lot of things that I like to I like to point out as far as that, is that he's a major influencer. He's somebody who is for men being men, whether you agree with him or not, or his delivery or anything like that. Take it like Trump. If you may not like how he comes at things, but he gets shit done. I respect him for that. He's got things to back what he says up. It's not like he's just starting up on the internet and he's just saying a bunch of things but not living like that. And he's got, multi-millionaire. He's got, championship kickboxing belts under his belt. And, he's a chess champion, very intelligent dude, is motivating in a sense to where speaking truth to power and exposing the matrix, and then also giving people an opportunity on how to get out of the matrix financially. With his Tate University, he had just look his stuff up, man. He's got a bunch of interesting stuff. If you guys don't like him, you don't like him. If not, if not. But he was canceled across all internet as well. He was arrested and accused of allegations of rape and human trafficking and I forget the other thing that I said too, where you like exploiting people or whatever, exploitation of women or whatever, and so like to see what he says and how he is and how he stands for, and then how to see how they try to turn it and make false accusations on his name so they can get him canceled on the internet. That's the freaking protocol. That is the standard operating procedure, SOP, for the power now. And the power is the people who own the social media networks and who own the news networks. And so anybody that's being attacked by them, like Trump was being attacked by them and all of that, like there's a reason they're being attacked by them. So therefore they have to have something that's a threat to them, and anything that's a threat to them is a good thing. Right? So
that's why you've been canceled. That's why we've been canceled. I've been kicked off everything multiple times.
Yeah.
CB says I find it.
In the building.
There you go. Yeah. CB says I find it fascinating how he was canceled and yet clips of him are still everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Well, you can't shut down. That's called being well set up, dude. That's money also. So when you have that much money, hold on, I gotta charge in my phone. I gotta plug this in real quick.
No problem. No problem. Take your time. So baby, what you're doing? Take your time, dude. I think you're not old enough to remember that song. Some old school. Actually, though, if you grew up in LA in the Latino culture, you'd hear that. Used to play at every lowrider show I went to in LA.
Ain't that the truth?
Right? That's all you hear. You go to a lowrider show in LA, it's all old school. I was at a concert and they had.
Hey,
whoops.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
All right, go for it.
Actually, no. We'll just. Let me see.
You want to finish? It's only like 6 minutes left on this clip, and then we can.
All right, yeah. Run the clip. I'll wait.
Then we can head out. All right, here we go. Here's the clip.
Regardless of how you feel, we act. We're men of action. We get things done. So the world got built. All of it.
What's that?
Did you swap out the?
Yeah, I did.
Swap it back to the front?
I did.
Okay, there it goes. Okay.
All the men who built the skyscrapers felt scared. They did it anyway. You need to become a man of action. Stop worrying about how you feel and start worrying about what you're supposed to be doing. How about that?
I've always been disciplined myself because I've always lived a disciplined life. I lived in a disciplined household. Like there was no such thing as I don't want to. So even now, if I wake up and I don't want to do something, I don't need someone to tell me to do it because I'll do it anyway. I mean, who wants to run a marathon? Nobody. Who wants to do that? You just do it, don't you? Because, you know, it's the thing you're going to have to do, and you have to blood, sweat, tears. There is a version of the world where you can feel things and really not give a f*** how you feel. Like, if I feel sad, it does not change how I act, and it does not change the things I do. If I don't feel like going to the gym, I go to the gym. If I don't feel like working, I will still work. If I wake up in a happy mood and I have a business to run, if I wake up in a sad mood, I have the same shit to do. I'm going to get it done. So where's the importance of it? It's in my mind, that's how I view it. Like, how does that affect what I'm going to do? Well, nothing. It doesn't.
Motivation in and of itself is a scam. I don't believe in motivation. I believe in discipline. I am not motivated to do the things I'm supposed to do every day. I don't wake up full of like joy. I have to go to the gym, or that I have to work, or not deal with crap. I don't feel motivated to do them. I'm disciplined. I do them regardless of how I feel. Whether I'm in the mood to do it or I'm not in the mood to do it, it gets done. That's discipline. Discipline's a real thing. Motivation is fleeting. You're never going to be permanently motivated. If you're the kind of person who can only try hard at something he enjoys, then you're going to fail. If you truly want to win, you can't only want to win when you're happy, and you can't only want to win when you're motivated. You're competing against men like me who will perform even when it's raining, not only when the sun is shining. And if you're going to be the kind of person who can only do it in one of those scenarios, you are going to lose. You must be prepared to perform all of the time. I have a lot of people who message me and say, oh, I struggle with motivation. And my answer is simple. Then stay a loser. If you can't find the motivation to not be a loser, then I strongly recommend you just stay a loser, stay in your lane, and stay out of my way. I have no time for people who cannot find the motivation to fix themselves and fix their own lives. I've been the kind of person who will perform 7 days a week. Doesn't matter how I feel, doesn't matter what's happened, doesn't matter if I'm happy or sad, things must be done. And this is the mindset you need to adopt if you want to be a winner. I think a man should have absolutely no interest in whether he's actually happy or not. If I wake up and I'm unhappy, I will do the exact same things as if I am happy. I will go to the gym the same. I will work the same. How I feel has no impact on how I live my life. I don't think happiness as an index is a healthy view for a man to have on life success. If you're waking up and going, oh, am I happy, am I not? You're looking at life wrong. I think as a man, if you put happiness if you move it down the scale, right? And you start looking at, am I successful? Am I competent? You know, am I achieving things? Am I respected? If you start to look at these indicators of your life, you're going to end up being happier without actually analyzing if you're happy or not. You have to just work. At some point you have to bite the bullet and just work. Working harder is never gonna not help. No matter what scenario you're in, working harder is never gonna not help you. And it's amazing that I give different.
I just want to point out something that you just said right there, right? As far as the happiness and how, like, a man should not be interested if he's happy or not. What he's saying there, though, basically is saying that if you focus on, oh, what am I going to do to make me happy? What am I going to do to make me happy? You're not focusing on what you actually should do. Because then when you finish doing or getting to the point of where you're doing what you're doing, you're going to be happy. Like, it's going to be a byproduct of how you're acting and how everything that you put forward, right? So he's like, not saying that it doesn't matter if a man's happy or not, which technically it doesn't, because a man should, like you said, it should not affect, oh, I'm not happy today, so I'm not going to go to work. I'm not happy today, so I'm not going to work out. I'm not happy today, so I'm not going to be a good person, or whatever the case is. That like, you can't let the emotion guide you, right? So a man should be, like he says, discipline in your steps, your routine, and what's going to make what's going to make your vision become a reality, become manifested and be tangible. So he's not saying that happiness, whatever the case, he's like, being not worrying about if you're happy or not, because you're not always going to be happy. So if you're always worried about, am I happy? Am I doing things that make me happy? You're always going to find freaking things that are going to be unmotivating, and you're going to fall weak to it and victim to it and not continue and push through the shit you need to do. So don't worry about if you're happy or not. Just do what you got to do, because when you get to where you're trying to go, by default, you're going to be happier.
Right.
That's all. That's what I got out of that.
And you can't be happy all the time, right? If you're happy all the time, then after a while, it's like if you eat whatever your favorite food is, if you eat that every night, you're not going to be happy after a while. You're going to want something different, right? So you gotta have the bad side to balance it.
Like, I love chicken and rice, dude. But if I meal prep and I'm doing 2 weeks of chicken and rice every lunch and every dinner, shit's gonna suck. Like eventually. But I love chicken and rice.
Right.
You just get tired of this, but that's the thing. It's like, but I know that doing that discipline and going through that chicken and rice for the next 2 weeks, it's going to make my body feel better. It's going to bring together all the working out that I do. It's going to be beneficial, and I'm going to be more happier with the result, because I see an end result and where I'm trying to get to. But these are the steps that it's going to take. Doesn't mean I'm going to be happy through the process, but after I complete it, that's where the happiness is. Like, true happiness, true joy comes from, I guess. Well, true joy comes from the Lord. Right. I'll put it like that.
And like, I had good parents. I remember one time my mom told me to do something, and I was like, well, I don't feel like doing it. She's like, I didn't ask you if you feel like doing it. I said, do it. Because they're trying to teach you the discipline.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
All right, here we go.
Different versions of the same answer for 99% of the questions I'm asked. Work harder. If you have a problem, whether you're broke, whether you're out of shape, whether your friend dies, whether your girl leaves you, whether you're depressed, whatever it is, working harder is almost always the answer. So you know what you need to do. You need to do it. And what's amazing, again, is kind of like the antidote. If you take the antidote before the poison, then you never get sick in the first place. If you're always working as hard as possible, if you're always working your ass off and trying to be the best version of yourself every single day, then you never get sick in the first place. You're already working, you're already taking the antidote. So things can't attach to you, they can't get hold of you. Working hard is the antidote to everything. So why don't you just do it in advance? Why don't your life just become work like mine? Why don't you just dedicate yourself to a cause and get up and do what you're supposed to do every single day? I can't stand quitters. So if you're the kind of person who's gonna quit because it's hard, I don't even want your energy around me, right? You need the people who don't quit. I don't quit. Every single facet of my life is testament to the fact that I don't quit. I didn't quit. So that's the difference. When it was hard, I did it anyway. That's who I've always been. And if you don't have that kind of tenacity, you're never gonna be anything. So I'm indefatigable. I do not give up. I do not get tired. I do not quit. That's what they want. That's what the enemy wants from me. They want to try and win a war of attrition. They want to wear me down and hope I quit and give up. I am not that guy. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy who keeps going. And if you're truly indefatigable in life and perspicacious, that's my favorite saying, the one I say all the time, unmatched perspicacity coupled with sheer indefatigability makes me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor, is absolutely and utterly true. If you pay attention to the things that are happening around you and you do not quit, you will be a dangerous opponent in any realm of human endeavor. It doesn't matter what you try and do. I'm a man who lives true to God and says what he means and means what he says, and I know the things I say are good for society and good for the world. I didn't put a fucking magic spell on anybody. The reason people listen to me is because they like what I say and they know that I'm telling the truth. That's the reason I am here, and I'm going to continue to do that, and there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Dude, everything he just said is 100% true. 100%.
I'm trying to tell you. That's why when I'm starting to bring it out to light now, man, because we need to start pushing out the truth, man, of like, we need to start motivating young men. We need to start motivating men in general. We've been so downgraded and looked down upon and ostracized and just completely like degraded. We've been degraded as a society, as men, because we're told that we should be emotional. We should be super passive. We should not be aggressive. We should not be violent. We should not stand up for what we believe in. We should just be accepting of all things. A real man, believes in something and stands on it firmly, does not waver in his belief, right? Right or wrong, whether we agree or whatever the case is, if somebody stands for something and they can legitimately base their claim and believe something and stand for it, I respect it whether I agree with it or not, right?
Yeah.
But somebody who's open and like, it's okay to be open-minded, because we should always, not open-minded, we should be capable enough to listen and understand other people's points of views and viewpoints and standings and beliefs, and we should be like, and that's okay. And I should be comfortable with letting you speak that, right? Because we should carry ourselves with a certain respect, honor, and integrity. Integrity, honor, and respect are key ingredients in treating yourself first and foremost. To love yourself, right? Mm-hmm. I put on my Facebook and on my Instagram page where I said a friend of mine, female, she told me, and I call her a wise woman. She said to love yourself more and judge yourself less, right? So if I love myself more and judge myself less, that means I'm not going to look down upon myself. I'm not going to make myself weak. I'm not going to feel, unmotivated. I'm not going to feel, and that in turn, if I know how to treat myself, I'm going to be able to treat others the right way. So it all like leads into that, right? And a man is a king, but a good king is a great servant. What does a king do? What is their obligations as a king? They have a kingdom to rule and people to look after, to provide for. That's what kings do, right? That's what a king is. I oversee a mass group of people in a society that depend and rely on me. So therefore, I have to be a good servant to be able to be a great king, or a great servant to be a good king.
Right.
That's what I meant to say. Or however you want to put that.
Oh yeah, when being a king is not all about yourself. You got to take care of it. You're a
king
so you can take care of it. Right?
Being king is the hardest position, because I got to make sure the horses are fed, the cattle is taken care of, kids are being, educated. There's the women are being sought, like protect, like not, taken advantage of, and it's just a lot to deal with, right? But to do that, you have to care enough to be able to serve somebody. So, wake up, king. You know what I mean? All of you kings out there, remember. And also too, like, to be a great leader, you have to be a great follower, right? You have to be. You have to follow examples that are great ahead of you, that are already ahead of you, to be able to lead and guide and continue in the same manner to be beneficial for others and yourself. That's just my point of view.
Yeah, you have to be able to adapt. By adapting, you learn from others,
Well, but be careful of who you learn from as well, too.
Don't learn from Joe Biden.
After this, guys, leave messages and put in the chat what videos you would like me to react to next. We have a slew of people that I want to do reactions to, like Jordan Peterson's one of them, Kevin Samuels. There's a Fresh and Fit podcast that I want to go over. I want to go over some of the things that they've done and react to some of their videos, get you guys involved. And so, guys, make sure that you subscribe, share this link right now, share these live chats, because that is the only way we could defeat the shadow ban from YouTube. And that they took us down, shadow banned us everywhere. Guys, if you want to donate, or you guys want to help out with That's the Point with Brandon podcast, please make sure that you go to Cash App. Cash tag is Bako, Bako, PB Chaplain. That's Bako PB Chaplain. Make sure that you guys look out there, or next time you catch us on the live, send super chats. I will have up a link where you guys could send. I have a Patreon as well. Look up That's the Point with Brandon on Patreon. I should have the links already, but I haven't done that yet. Mary in the building with the 2 hearts. What's going on? Thank you for the love. CB in the building with the 3 fires emojis. What's going on, brother or sister? I don't know who you are. CB. More than likely a dude though with the fire emojis. Mary clearly is a female. And if I misgendered you, that's not my issue.
Right.
Mary seems like a feminine name to me. We love you, Mary. Yeah. YouTube, a cop behind us says, boys proud of boys proud AF.
Let's see, Bako Chaplin, right? What is it again? $sign Bako.
I'll type it in the chat right now.
So
hashtag Bako PB Chaplin.
There we go.
That's it right there. I think that's how you spell Chaplin.
Yeah, you spelled it right.
It.
Yeah,
right.
It's on the screen now,
I
too.
find it fascinating on campus. Blind Dude says, hey, Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? No, what? Okay, before you ever try wingsuit, look up the life expectancy of them. Yeah, that's more so base wingsuit, though. Not really wingsuiters jumping out of airplanes. That's more base wingsuit, jumping off of buildings or off of mountains and then flying over the treetops. Those dudes are gnarly. Yeah, their life expectancy is really low, but I won't be doing that. I'll be doing a wingsuit eventually.
Nice.
If you want to jump, yeah. Eventually, I'll soon this year. I think I'll be getting my C license and my wingsuit. I'll be doing wingsuit by the end of this year for sure.
Are you gonna get your camera license soon, so we can have cameras on you?
Huh?
You gonna get your camera license soon?
Yeah, that's the same amount of time it's gonna take to get cleared to be able to do wingsuits. I just need 70 more jumps, dude.
Nice. So you guys got to donate to Brandon so he can get those 70 jumps because it costs money to jump out of planes.
Guys, if you want to see me jump out of an airplane with a wingsuit, guys, go ahead and shoot the money so we can get the process because that's all it takes.
Right.
It takes a little bit of money. So
actually, how about this?
Oh, yeah,
if he can get $10,000 in donations, the minute he gets $10,000 in donations, he'll choose one of those donators. I'm just saying this. I don't know if he's going to do it or not. He'll choose one of those donators to go jump out of the building or jump out of a plane with them.
Oh yeah, raffle. That's right. If we reach 10,000, and we'll do a raffle, and we'll randomly pick 2 people to come and get a free skydive.
Now he ain't paying for your trip there because that would lose all the money that we're trying to raise here. But he'll pay for your jump. He'll pay for your jump.
You get the skydive is free. I'll take care of the skydiving part.
You gotta make that clear.
Well, we got to reach. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? What's that? Not a GoFundMe, but I guess a GoFundMe, right?
You're talking about Give Send Go. That's the one where they let conservatives. Give Send Go.
Give Send Go.
Yeah, I can make one for you.
Yeah, do that, bro, if you can, my guy.
We'll make one for you.
Send that, we're going to be on Give Send Go shortly, and guys, the whole thing is we want to get this all together. That money is going to go towards That's the Point, also towards all the content that we're going to be putting out, and we reach our goal within a certain amount of time. Like I said, we'll do a raffle and take 2 That's the Point subscribers. And we'll even go into Eddie Block subscribers too. We'll do 2 for mine and 2 for yours.
Hey, there we go.
So yeah, we'll do two winners from That's the Point with Brandon, and then we'll do 2 winners from EddieBlockFilms, and we'll get you guys out here. Well, you guys will get out here, and then we'll take care of the skydiving for you guys, so you guys can get a skydive in.
Right.
And so that's gonna be dope.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be there too, because Brandon's supposed to take me skydiving.
Yeah, we'll all go at the same. It'll be gnarly, dude. It'll be a epic adventure.
Right.
You know?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Be fun. So.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is another episode of That's the Point. We just want to send another shout out to all of you guys subscribing. Please share these links. Get any video, go back on the videos and scroll through my YouTube channels, share the videos that you like. Let's bring more people to the channel. The more people there, it means more content we're going to be putting out. And so you guys are amazing. Thank you for everything that you guys have been doing. Thank you, Eddie Block. Shout out to Eddie Block. Make sure that you go find him on all social media platforms. EddieBlockFilms. EddieBlockFilms. Make sure that you subscribe, like, share his stuff too. Guys, we're all in tandem here. We're all a family. We're all trying to be positive and bring the truth and reality to social media, which is just flooded with such negative and negative misinformation. A lot of everything's lies and being twisted. People are getting canceled left and right, guys. We got to fight this back. Your voices matter. That's why we're a platform for you guys. We are a platform for the people. That's the point, is for the people. The whole thing that we started it was to get people a voice that the mainstream media was silencing, and now we're being silenced. So we are calling upon you guys to get us out there, man. Make sure that you, like I said, share these links. That is super important. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Right on. Real quick, Snooki says hi, so you got to say hi to Snooks. She's a good mod.
Snooks?
Yeah.
Snooks, 22 in the building. How you doing?
All right, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. Sorry you caught us in at the tail end here, but the next one we'll try to get you in there, eh?
Heck yeah. Right on, bro. All right. Thank you guys for being here.
Later.
Yeah, end this real quick.